All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Some Random Guy Speaks. I am your host, Tony G, and I'm back in his house, coming at it again. You know what the topic is. Give everybody a heads up about, was it about an hour or so ahead of time? So, yeah, we're going to be talking about, this is a topic, I heard Ricky Manor talk about this earlier, and I like that guy. I like his channel. Shout out to Ricky Manor. Shout out for Jimmy Twins, Real Twins. Shout out to those guys. They've been in the space a lot longer than I have doing this. However, yeah, so we're going to be talking about it. Trump Derangement Syndrome, TDS. We're going to talk about it and things because Ricky brought up a real good point. He brings up a lot of great points, by the way. And I suggest for you guys to subscribe to his channel and things. We follow each other and things. Yeah, he has a very, very common sense way of looking at things, so which more of us should be on. So, yeah, so we're going to talk about the Trump derangement things. He hit some nerves because what he's been suffering from when it come down to his cousins and family members, it was like the same thing with me. I got relatives that know that I voted for Trump, which I don't care anyway. It's nothing to hide. But I just find it strange that because a person aligns with another political party, it's like saying, well, what's wrong with you? Because they believe in this like victimhood type of stuff, what the Democrats have done to them. So they have this victim mentality, like like the sky is falling. And you know what the Dems, they've been doing this stuff for a long time. In fact, as I said before, the Dems take on people. They're what is it? It's like I always said this before in my lives. It's a Trojan horse. They come bearing gifts to the minority groups in this country. Now, when they did it with the blacks, it was pretty much a Trojan horse. They convinced the blacks to accept civil rights instead of human rights, right? And this is why you can see how that went, right? You had other type of things as well too, right? They have aligned themselves with other minority groups in this country, telling them that they are the victim and how they should be protected. In fact, everybody in America should be protected, but they have this division amongst the left Democrats. So division, and then we're going to also weaponize you against the status quo. And this is what it really is. So as we go further on, so with the TDS, it's really real and things. I mean, it's so bad that people are violently being assaulted, being doxxed, and everything like that. And it's really sad that we come to a time because Ricky made a great point and things. And this is not really a reaction video. This is basically, I'm sorry, a reaction stream. This is just kind of piggybacking on some of the points that Ricky Manor had to say and things. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is not about. He made a great point. Here's the point. And also, we're around the same age, same generation, Generation X. And I remember the time when politics was very boring, and especially to a young person. I wasn't trying to hear that stuff. It was all about having fun, playing, dating, hanging out at the mall, doing things that kids do, right? Doing the things that young adults do, hitting the clubs, going out to the bar, having a great time. I wasn't into politics like that. Although I knew some things, but I was never a person that sit over here and watch the news, you know what I'm saying? Or let alone read a newspaper on current events. Most of the time, I would do the thing like most people do, watch the news And our generation, we grew up watching the news. Now, fast forward to 2025, we're in a whole different space today, man, where the hatred is real. Because I never seen anybody carry on about a person politically align themselves. It's like, especially if you tell a person that you're a MAGA Republican or let alone Republican, because there's a stigma that the left Democratic Party has created. And they did this on purpose because it was designed to deter people from joining the party, as well as to call them, this is the party of the Klansmen. I came up in the black community, grew up in the black community. So this is one of the monoliths narratives that was purposely, taught to blacks growing up, especially if you're a Generation Xer. So this was the narrative that Republicans are racist, they're for big business, they don't care about the little man. They were the ones behind slavery. What they did is they told the history and they reversed it. So they made up all these lies in order to get the victim groups, I'm talking about victim mentality groups, to join on to the leftist party, because like I said before, I never seen it like this before. Politics used to be boring back in the 80s and the 70s. There weren't people into politics because we didn't have social media. We didn't have any of these things. All this stuff was just regular news, and back then, that and the newspaper were pretty much on the only sources where you were able to get your news source. Versus today, we got several outlets where you can get your news source. But I'm just saying, though, ladies and gentlemen, don't you find that the TDS is very, very weird when you think about it? Because, I mean, I can see what the propaganda media, excuse me, I can see what the propaganda media, ladies and gentlemen, have pushed these narratives and pushed these lies to convince people that they are a victim. The sky is falling. Oh, we don't do this. This is what's going to happen, and they're still doing that today. I mean, how long Trump been in? He's been in the White House for what? For about we know about 50 some odd days or so. I haven't been counting, but somewhere around there. But at the same time, they say that, oh yeah, the government going, all this stuff, all these things going to shut down, all this stuff is going to cut off. So I'm just saying like this: if that is the case, why are we not seeing it? Because he's been around. We notice, oh yeah, the price is going up. Oh man, the tariffs are bad. He's gonna make the economy. He's gonna f up the economy. It's gonna be really, really tight out here. You have this is the narrative that's coming from the so-called news, which we know is fake news anyway. And you also have other people that are regurgitating propaganda. I have friends and family that unfortunately believe in this nonsense. So unfortunately, they believe in this nonsense. And it's sad that they believe in this nonsense too, because once again, propaganda is real. But the thing about it is simply this. It's about uniting the country. Like I said earlier, it's not about left or right, it's about what's right. You know what I'm saying? This is about the American party, not about the left party or the right party. It's the right party, which is American party. That's what it's about. And right now, I truly believe that we will be unified. Now, we can't get unified with everybody. There's still going to be some people that's going to hold out that no matter what Trump ever does, he's going to always be hated. And they can't really help that, right? But at the same time, the unification of the country is most important because you got people, it is what it is. You got people that either love them or hate them. But I'm saying we shouldn't be loving somebody or hating somebody. What should be happening is that it's about the policies and how well that this particular president and his administration, what is the things that are good that the people in general are going to benefit from. And this is something that we really have to ask that question. And when you really get down to it, it destroys their narrative because as long as you give somebody some ammunition to come up with this hate stuff, it keeps people divided. One thing I can say, the history of the Democratic Party, they have had a very good history of dividing the people in this country. They divided black and white. They divided rich and poor. It was always about division all the time. They helped divide us up. And this is why, old ways of thinking and things like that, it's hard to break old ways in thinking because when you've been told that you've been a victim, and the only thing a victim can do is fight the man, and all this other kind of stuff. We've been told and taught that the left's supposed to be that group. So with this Trump derangement thing, let's talk about that. Unfortunately, I have relatives that suffer from TDS, and I'm really concerned about them because TDS is absolutely real. It's some type of mental illness where you just cannot sleep. You sit up and watch the news all day long, swearing, cussing, hollering, blaming on one particular man, how your life and things like that haven't gotten better. And it's really misplaced anger. And we know that who they think they're mad at, because when it comes down to it, they'll never hold their own party accountable. They won't do it, you know? They will not do it. A lot of other people have woken up, or they waking up. A lot of people have waken up from, from the lies, because you have to be blind not to see what has been going on. I mean, for instance, though, when you start looking around here, who's for open borders and who's for borders being secure? The majority of the American people are glad that Trinidad Agra and MS-13 have been, let's say, pretty much have been deported out of here. Trinidad Agra and MS-13, right? So we talk about Trinidad Agra and MS-13, right? We're talking about these two dangerous criminal gang members in America, right? So who would champion and want them back here? Well, the far left want Trinidad Agra and MS-13 back into the country. The left, I'm talking about the Democratic elites. Remember, with AOC and all them, they were pushing for open borders. We're going to walk this down, ladies and gentlemen, for those that are coming on. Thank you. We're just trying to walk this down, talking about the hypocrisy and how it doesn't add up logically, let alone common sense. Because how can you be standing for open borders and then you refuse to? Because right now, Tom Homan been shipping out. For one moment, my earbuds died. I'm about to. Right now, there we go. So Tom Homan talked about the people that he's been deported have been criminals. Trinidad Agra, MS-13. We're talking about dangerous gang members and so forth. These are the first wave of people that are being deported. But when you hear AOC, you hear the leftists, the far left, you hear them talk about how they offer open borders, dreamers. So that would include criminals or whatever as well. So their logic doesn't make any sense. So with this TDS type stuff, it just doesn't make any sense, ladies and gentlemen, at all. But a lot of them will die on this hill. And this is one of the main reasons as to why the left is really losing a lot of credibility at an alarming rate. And then with this TDS thing that's going on, I mean, that is something that we never have seen before in this country. How they are hardcore haters, have that much hate towards somebody. I mean, I don't have that hatred towards Kamala Harris for her running. She had every right to run for, as far as run for the presidency. She had every right to do it. There was some things I didn't like how she did it, but I don't go around here hating. I'm not over here talking about her, even though she didn't win. But I'm just saying, it's really backwards. It's double standards is what I'm talking about. Double standards that they feel like they can get away with that other people cannot. And we just have to say it for what it really is, though, man. The TDS stuff is real. And I am concerned as well about people that have that type of malice in their hate, in their heart, I should say, because what makes America special, we have every different ethnic creed in here, right? And race in America. And we all come together as Americans. Not no division about left and right and all this other stuff. We were talking about what's right, not left and right. We're talking about what's right, right? The party is the American party, not the party of the left and party of the right. It's the American party. If you can't agree on that, then with the TDS people, they can't agree with it. They cannot agree with it, because they have made some of these people a victim in a victim class. And as long as I was told, as long as you feel like you're a victim, being a victim means that you don't have there's nothing you can really do but lash out and have anger or malice against a particular person or people that do not see or do not share your policies or whatever like that. Remember, 16 years, when you want to put that in with Obama's and Biden and all them, I mean, even though we didn't vote for them, but they ended up being in the presidency, Clinton and all of them, right? And I mean, we can look at where the country has been going because we have no manufacturing, right? We have no infrastructure as far as energy. I mean, and so forth, right? I mean, we're not producing over here. We got to rely on Canada and other things to produce for us. So there's some things that are really wrong. And then what about the economy as well, too, right? So when I ask people that are on the far left, you know, when we start talking about this stuff, and I just had a quick question. I said, you know, how is it and why is it that you have this malice of hatred in your heart? Because I said he's been in office for a while, and I'm still waiting for. In fact, the eggs have been going down. Gasoline has went down a little bit. He hasn't even started drilling yet, but when he starts drilling, the price is going to go way down. So who's lying here? If somebody told us that this guy getting in office, he's going to ruin the economy, he closed down the border, but they're for opening the border. Anybody got an open border policy, it destroys the country. But he secured the border. This is just logic stuff, right? MDLX says, don't have a victim mindset. I do have a degree in economics, so I dislike Trump for the economic policies. Well, I would say this: you have a right to MDLX, but what I'm gonna say is that we'll just see. We'll just see. And so far, I think that what Trump is doing, he's in the right direction, though, and so forth. He's been winning ever since he's gotten into office. So we'll absolutely see because we know that tariffs can also be used as a negotiating tactic. And the reason that he's doing this for the 25%, because he's telling the American manufacturers, I'm going to hit you guys with a 25% tariff for products coming into America, right? So he's doing this on purpose to get them to set up shop here. Once they set back up shop here, so once they set up the shop here, MDX, the tariffs go away. It's just that simple. Why deal with tariffs? Why have a manufacturer? We know why they left in the first place, right? And Clinton had a lot to do with that. I don't know how old you are, but you remember NAFTA? Clinton had a lot to do with why manufacturing is in these other countries. Now that he's using the tariffs purposely, and this is more so about the American companies because they can't survive with a 25% tariff tax. That's why a lot of them coming back here. Look at Apple. Apple invested what? $500 billion. And that's just Apple, as well as a lot of these other tech companies. So, like I said, this ain't about convincing you, but I think you're wrong on this one. And I don't even have an economic degree, but it's what we have been taught. See, so keep an open mind. You can have a disagreement. There's some things with Trump do that I don't agree with, but I think he's right. He's spot on when it comes down to the economy and things like that. And why shouldn't we? Why should we have a manufacturing American companies in these other countries? They should be here in America. Have you ever asked yourself that, MDLX? Why do Canada and these other countries have to manufacture elsewhere and send products back into America? It makes no sense when you really think about it. We go into all the nuances as to why that is, but Wouldn't it be better, MDLX, if the manufacturing companies, I'm talking about American companies, they did it a long time ago. Why not make it here, right? No tariffs, and then ship to these other countries, right? That makes sense versus the other way around, right? And then I love his energy independence because we have enough oil with that too, but oil, right? Coal and other energy sources here in America. We had it before, and those power plants are about to open back up. So that means the energy is going to, I'm talking about the cost of energy, it's going to go down. You know what I'm saying? If you ever watched that debate, it was with Trump, I think it was last year before he wanted to become the president. There was a debate between him and between Trump and Michael Bloomberg. It was on his show. And everybody know about Michael Bloomberg. He's supposed to be the economic major, all these degrees, and Trump tore him up because he told Trump that if you implement these tariffs, it's not going to work. I'm gonna pull that video up, but you can search for it. It's up there on YouTube. You can search for it, MDLX. I'm not convincing you. What I'm trying to say to you is that I don't know if you may be aware of that video or not, but look into that, and this would explain why he's going in this particular path. Tariffs in America have been around since 1870. This is nothing new with the history of America. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that I don't think they teach this stuff in the history books because they purposely took it out. I never learned about tariffs, to really be honest with you. Not like that. We learned about tariffs, but not America having tariffs and and how America didn't pay taxes. America didn't pay taxes at one time, MDLX, up until 1913. Because it was money coming in from these other countries around the world. What was it was no need for Americans to pay taxes. This is why Trump said right now, anybody that's making over was it $150,000 or less, they wouldn't be subject to pay taxes. What America is going to be upset about that? Is that a bad thing or is it a good thing? I know people are skeptical and say, "Oh man, well, how is it going to happen?" It's going to be off to the tariffs because Trump is using this position because he knows that we have the economical advantage. These other European nations don't, Canada don't, Mexico don't, and so forth. If they had the advantage, you're right, these tariffs wouldn't work. But since we are the largest economical consumers in America and how these other countries rely on America, including China. And you know this, right? And I don't even hold a degree on this stuff, and I know enough about that. I know the basics. Now, you could probably school me on some other stuff, but I know when it come down to tariffs and all this and how he's using them for negotiating purposes to get people in line of what he wants them to do because we holding their advantage, not them. That's why Canada, all that stuff that Canada was talking about. Remember people say, "Oh, it never worked, Canada." Canada bent the knee, Mexico bent the knee, and Europe is going to eventually bend the knee because they don't hold the economical advantage we do, because we have more people here in America. Look at Canada. They only, was it 80% of the people live on that border area, right? And was it 40 million of them in Canada, equivalent to California? Look at it. It's not mapping. It's not mapping up because if you look at count 49 other states in a bigger economy, think about it. This ain't even rocket science. This is common sense. So who holds the bigger advantage, America or these small other welfare nations? We hold the advantage. They don't. That's why the tariff things are going to work. They're blocking him and trying to stop him because they know it's going to work. We still got a thing called the deep state as well, MDLX, whether you want to believe in that or not. And that's why these judges and everything, judges are never supposed to stand in the way of an executive order. Go think about that. It's unconstitutional. You ain't never. When have we ever seen judges at a local level telling a person in executive order? Trump holds the highest seat in the land, right? He's the commander in chief, right? So how can a judge, a crooked one at that, because we know they're on the payroll of Obama, old Clinton, old relic, and they just sit over there. They can't tell. That's why Trump ain't even worried about it. It's unconstitutional what they're doing. What Trump said is that everything is going to go back to the Constitution. The deep state in the Democrat Party, I'm talking about the elites, they never been about when it come down to the I'm talking about the Constitution and everything. They never been about that stuff, you know. So let me go back on that. I just wanted to answer back to MDLX. Yeah, this ain't about convincing or anything like that. I'm just saying that the terrorists will work because we hold the economical advantage. These other countries don't. So that's the thing about it. So yeah, so going back on the Trump derangement thing though, man. Yeah, so I got relatives, and just like everybody else do, and I got friends and people, and they think like you got to love these people. You don't have to love them. You don't have to love a politician. In fact, I would say don't never love a party, never love a politician, never feel like being a victim. Do your research and do it well because that's what I do. This ain't about thanks for the like by the way. Um that's not how you vote. Like I said before, I remember also when politics used to be boring. We didn't have these many people in the politics before. Come on, let's keep it real. I was out there doing other things. Wasn't concerned about that. We got Dan the Corn Man. Okay, Dan the Corn Man. Doctor, okay, says, Mr. Random, how are you doing on this fine rainy day? Where are you at? Man, I'm up here in one of these, I think it's Ypsilanti somewhere. Maybe Ann Arbor, but yeah, I'm up here on this rainy day, man. A little cold too, a little bit. It's in the 50s. The weather, Dan, the corn man, the weather was pretty good. Hey, Dan, are you also a farmer? Because I get a lot of farmers that rock with me. And I appreciate you guys, man. Yeah, the farmers, man. Shout out to the farmers, man. We talking about people, the bread basket of America. Who's feeding America? The farmers are. The farmers are. I sound like a commercial, don't I? Who's feeding America? The farmers are. Yep, the farmers, man. Shout out to the farmers, man. Man, you guys, man, from corn to wheat and all type of stuff that you guys have over there. Dan the corn man said, no, not a farmer, but I know a lot about them. I'm currently trying to get orders from the Air Force. Okay, that's what's up, man. All right, yeah, man. And a shout out to our people that serve in the armed forces. I got a big soft spot for you guys as well. Farmers, truckers, people that serve in the armed forces. I got friends in all military branches that have served from the Air Force to the Army to the Navy and the Marines. I almost joined myself, you know what I'm saying? So you guys, and then actually, and Dan, you probably know this. Um, People that are signing up, the kids now are signing up, re-enlisting. I mean, they're enlisting into the military, man. Patriotism has gone up tremendously, man. It's a beautiful thing. They are joining the military services, man. People are feeling good about being an American again, man, which is a beautiful thing. Man, I ain't seen no military commercial in a long time. Be all that you can be in the army. Yeah, I remember that one. There's a hungry kind of feeling. Dun, 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 dun. Every day it grows. Yep, that army one, the few, the proud, we are the Marines. Air Force. Yeah, the Navy. Yeah, man, land or on sea, serving. Yeah, that's all good, man. Dan the corn man says, yep, my recruiter was actually apologizing for the delay. He was having, okay, right, cause he was getting so many people coming to him. Man, that's a beautiful thing, man. That's why I say, man, it's been all good. If we learn to look past the propaganda and the TDS, it's a beautiful thing, man. Patriotism has gone up tremendously back in America. People are putting their flags back out. We're gonna have a day, man. We're gonna have a real good 4th of July this year, man. I'm predicting it, man. It's gonna be a beautiful thing, man. We're gonna be out there with the hot dogs and apple pie, baseball. It just sounds right, man. Smelling freedom, right? Freedom, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness in America, where our government is not given to us by privileges. It's we the people that tell the government what to do. Yep, that's a beautiful thing, man, isn't it? Yeah, the red, the white, and the blue, Yankee Doodle, Dandy, and all this other stuff. Yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing, man. I'm glad to see that you're, signing up and things, man. You're going into the Air Force, man. That's what's up. Yeah, man, that is what's up. Think about Top Gun for some reason when you mention that, though, Dan the Corn Man. I think about Top Gun, man. Yeah, fly into the danger zone. Yeah, Kenny Loggins, man. That was a yep. Part one and two. You gonna buzz the tower? Are you gonna be a pilot in the Air Force, man? Are you gonna buzz the tower? I know you can't do it though. Buzzing the tower would get you grounded for life, today. Buzzing the tower, man. I'll be your wing man, Maverick, and Goose. Are you kidding me? That's Top Gun, man. Yep, that is Top Gun, man. Shoot. That was a great movie, man. I always wanted a bomber jacket, man. I'm gonna get myself a bomber jacket one of these days, man. That's a jacket that I always wanted. Yeah. Dan the corn man said, no, sir. But I am trying to get a job in aircraft maintenance or air traffic control. Man, that's what's up, man. When you do your thing, though, Dan the Corn Man, I know you're gonna do well. We need more qualified traffic controllers, man. That's for sure, man, because lives are at stake. And people trying to make this stuff make sense, man. It's like, are you kidding me? It's like we're gonna have you to work on do a surgery on you, and they just got in there because of creed, gender, or a race or whatever, man. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. Man. So yeah, but other than that, man, yeah, that is real good. Recruitment has gone up in the military. Man, maintenance. I got another friend of mine that's studying to become one of those aircraft mechanics and stuff like that. But he's working for the city here in Detroit and things. A good friend of mine. I gotta give him a call too, man. But that's what he's studying to become is a mechanic. We need a lot more skilled labor in people, man. We'll start seeing people getting back into HVAC. Everybody is not college material stuff, but there's nothing wrong with having a solid skill, man. HVAC technicians, electricians, mechanics, the real good stuff, getting your hands, messing with the gears and stuff, figuring it out, breaking it down, seeing what went wrong, doing the forensics, doing the testing, electrical. My I had an uncle, man, before he passed away a long time ago. He was a electrician. He used to work for RCA. RCA used to be a thing back then when people they used to have their trucks and they'll drive around, service repair, work on TVs and appliances, electrical appliances. That used to be a thing back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Actually, 50s, 60s, 70s, and the 80s and stuff like that. Yep, I remember that RCA truck. That used to be a thing, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, used to be a thing. Now you can't even find a TV repair shop. You may find one, but nowadays everything is throwaway these days. Throwaway today. But yeah, though, Dan the Corn Man, yeah, man, good luck to you, man. That is what's up, man. Yep, having a career in the military. Women love a military man, don't they? Wearing your white, a few good men. I remember that movie, A Few Good Men. Yep. Dan, the corn man says, thoughts on the Democrats switching their party leader from person to the other. For example, the latest, they switched Schumer to AOC. I'm not joking. I heard about that though, man. I heard about that though. But like I said though, yeah, it's like you got to laughing. Man, it's man. Well, let's go and talk about it, man. Sure, why not, man? Well, we know why they're upset with Chuck Schumer, right? Let's go and keep it real. Because I mean, he was in a conundrum, is what they call it. It was damn if he do it, damn if, I mean, shutting down the government was going to make the Democrats look bad. If they side with him with Trump on the bill, they'd rather shut the government down and say, we'll take our chance of looking bad with the American people that they don't even have. They don't have the support of the American people. And they want to dig this whole. In fact, Chuck Schumer actually saved a party by doing that. Sure, let's talk about it, right? He saved a party. Now, again, you know how Trump put it, because if you stand on shutting stuff down, and what did he tell him? He said, Trump said, I don't consider Chuck Schumer. He said, I consider him more of a Palestinian supporter for Palestine, even though he's not Jewish anymore. Trump said that, and that might have hit a nerve with old Chucky, because yeah, I mean, they acted like they had some type of advantage. They didn't. So they were damned if they do or damned if they didn't, Dan the Corn Man. Trump was holding all the Trump cards, pardon the pun, but Trump was holding all the Trump cards. And then when it come down to AOC, man, that's a meme in itself, man. I don't even consider AOC to be like real. It's like, whenever time I hear her, she sounds like one of these 16, 17-year-old kids. What is this, Clueless? With a big butt. The best thing that AOC have going on for her is a big butt. She got that big butt. She got to be careful with the brothers, though, you know. But other than that, she just got that big butt. Uh, oh, man, this is funny. Yeah, but besides that, just as crazy, you can look at her eyes and tell she's cuckoo. Yeah, so her being the minority, I mean, the leader now, I mean, for the Senate or whatever, yeah, we're not we're not threatened by AOC. Don't she got some illegal things that she got to worry about, because she got a good case against her? She just criminated herself, right? Not that long ago, by telling all these illegal criminals how to avoid ICE, right? Remember that one? You know, so we're gonna see how this paying out, man. Because I don't take AOC seriously, man. I really don't. I don't. I don't take her serious. I mean, she just sounds like one of these little high school kids. Every time I hear her voice, man, it's like, who did she? I mean, you know, and that tells you something right there. It doesn't take much to become a senator or a, you know, it takes a little bit more to become a senator because you got to be voted in. But congressman, because you know it starts there. And I think that's what she was a congressman out of New York. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, AOC. You know, this old 30 some odd year old. Yeah, man. Yeah, this is something. Hopefully, we can get some laws changed that you have to have a little bit more on the ball than just, you know, because I don't even consider her to be attractive looking. She's like average with a big butt. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she got to became a congressman because she had that big butt. You know. Oh man, that's so funny. AOC. I saw one of her photos up there on X. I said, that looks like AOC. I said, why she got one of these photos? You know how the girls do, they take selfies and then they sit in front of the mirror, right? And they show off her big butt, right? So I'm not saying to myself, I mean, you know, this is what younger women tend to do, 30 and 20 and down to the teen. Man, she's 30 some odd years old, still doing this nonsense. But no, I don't take her serious though, Dan the Corn Man, though, because remember, you probably already know, on the left, they don't have no leader. They don't actually have no credibility, right? They don't have control, or actually, what I want to say, when it comes down to the majority of the people in America, they lost that. In fact, Trump have all that though. He has it, and that's when I believe this is where this is another thing why the TDS thing is so real. Jesse Brown says, how AOC? I mean, it's New York. It's not a very smart area. I know, though, man. That's why. I mean, Jesse and Dan and Corman. I mean, we know what it is, though. It's funny. It's humorous, right? Because I don't take her seriously, you know, and they don't have no credibility anyway. So for Chuck Schumer we knew that was coming anyway, because we know they're mad at Chuck Schumer, right? Oh yeah, 1000 RR says I can't stand AOC. What's going on, 1000 RR? Yeah, a lot of people can't stand it. I can't stand listening to her voice. But y'all gotta admit, she do got that big butt though. So, you know what I'm saying? She do got the big butt thing. I think that she probably got in there once again because she got that big butt. That's what I think. I think that she got in there. Ah, boy. I tell you, boy. Woo. Jesse Brown says, a bit, but I'm still looking for a good blue pick. Just okay, just so I ain't gotta be disappointed in the left. Yeah, she is solid like a seven. Yeah, she's about a 7.5. She ain't an ugly woman. You know, it's just that she sounds like one of these like high school kids, man. To me, I don't take her serious. Uh, Jesse Brown said, "Yeah, a bit, but I'm still looking." Oh yeah, I read that already. Okay, okay, still looking for the blue. Uh, okay, pick just so I ain't gotta be disappointed. Got you right. Okay, and then 1,000 R said, "Yeah, she's fat. Yeah, she got a fatty on the back." Dan the core man says ALC need to lay off whatever plastic surgery she's doing. Yeah, I never even thought about that. Yeah, if that butt is really real or not. Everybody get these Brazilian butt lifts, and they just look ridiculous. I don't think that's all her either. You got a good point there. You know, she's like, what's she like, 31, 32? She's like a young woman. You know. I have to agree with Jesse Brown, man. She's like 7.5. You know what I'm saying? But you know, if we're going to go on the rating thing, though, you know, yeah. Dan the corpsman says, not talking about her butt. I'm talking about her face. Yeah, her. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, yeah. I didn't know what type of work she had on the face. I never seen her in person. Yeah, that's a good. I mean, if she have had work, because you know, less melanin, man, it kind of break a little faster, man. So yeah, I mean, you know, what is it, Botoxing or whatever she's doing? Yeah. So Jesse Brown says there is a cheap fake butt you can wear. So oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, they got the ones, what they call them, fanny pants, those leggings that they have the extra butt. That's false advertising to me. Can y'all imagine dating a woman and then you come to find out, especially with the brothers, man, woo, that'd be a big letdown. What happened to the booty? Just eat it for my booty? You kind of, yeah. That was part of it. You know, what can we do? I mean, you know, what can we do? Shit. What can we do without that? That ain't exciting. That's not exciting, you know? Yeah, but yeah, so they went from I mean Chuck Schumer, man, he did his thing though. Getting back on the serious thing though. I think he did the right thing though. What do you guys think? Did y'all think that Chucky Schumer did the right thing? Yeah, Nancy Mace had cake too. Yeah, Nancy Mace, I mean, you know, there's a few of them, you know, that I'll be looking to see, you know, can you imagine if we were that bad as men? Yeah, I'm gonna vote for the booty. Vote for the booty. That'd be messed up, man. Yeah, vote for the booty. Yeah, we over here in Michigan, man. We got Gretchen Hitler, right? She got a big fat butt too. She got a big butt. Yeah, you can't miss stretching Gretchen Hitler, you know, with that booty. You can't miss it, you know. That's why she wear black all the time. She don't want to make that booty look bigger than what it is. Yeah, ladies, I know the old secrets. Y'all wear black all the time, make it thinner. Yeah, Jesse Brown says, let's see here. Yeah, Jesse, okay. What did Schumer do? I'm behind apparently. I got you covered. 1,000 hours says Schumer done. Okay, okay. Chuck Schumer's done, man. Yeah, exactly, because he went against the party. Yep, man. They are going to do him like they did Biden. Yep, he went against the party. It's something you're never supposed to do. Dan the core man says, have you seen the Democrats have been almost completely silent when talking about Elon Musk since SpaceX went to go get the astronauts? Oh yeah, they sure have. And we're gonna talk about that too, Dan the Corn Bear. I'm gonna roll back because I know that Jeff yeah, I know that let me see here. Which one says that I'm a little out of the loop? Hold on for a minute. Yeah, okay, that was Jesse Brown. Okay. Yeah, so what Chuck Schumer, right? There was what's it called? It was called the Continuous Resolution Act, I believe it was. And this was about the budget, things that what Trump was doing. Make a long story short, uh, you had Chuck Schumer that actually voted on that behalf. This is a major win for the MAGA Republicans, right? Because what Chuck Schumer was supposed to have done, he was supposed to have voted, right, against that, right? Like basically shutting down the government because they were going to shut it down. But like I said before, and I'm gonna say it again for you guys, whether Trump was holding all the Trump cards, pardon the pun again, but Trump was holding all the Trump cards because if he would have shut it down, it would make the Democrats look horribly bad. They got an approval rate, it wasn't like 30 some odd percent. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at it either way, I don't see how the left was going to come unscathed out of this. I mean, it was a checkmate. It was checkmate, and they want to say, "Oh yeah, Chuck, he vote." Yeah, we know he was done. His political career as a senator, it was done. It was done. He's not the leader no more. It was done. So that wasn't surprising at all. 1,000 Hard says, Dan, I'm going to have to look that up. I didn't know nothing about okay, stranded astronauts. Yeah, there's like three, I believe, stranded astronauts. 1,000 RR. Three of them, right? hmm And they're stranded up there. Now, he put up a test rocket that blew up. I think that was done purposely. But now he sent the mission is to retrieve the astronauts, bring them back down. Once again, Elon will be considered a national hero, plus the astronauts too. Big old parade, song and dance, yada yada yada. But they're not talking about it at all. All they're gonna do is talk about it if there was a catastrophe that happened. Now they'll talk about it and say, "Oh, Elon, he can't even put up a rocket to save the astronauts." You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's the thing about it. That goes back to that TDS stuff, you know. Yeah, Jesse Brown says up there like 10, 11 months now, something. Yeah, they've been up there for a while, man. Yeah, they've been up there for a while. But Elon said that he can bring them back. So a lot of us got faith in Elon and things, and the Democrats should be right along with the Republicans because this is not a political move. This is about saving people's lives. And they got to stop making everything so political, but they can't help themselves. Thus, this is why the title says TDS for a reason. You know what I'm saying? This is about a rescue of Americans. We are all Americans. Let's just strip the policies or strip the parties aside. We should be coming together as Americans. That's what all that matters. You know what I'm saying? We live in America. Shouldn't you want America to be better too? We should be divided on every level. You know, I try to explain this to my relatives and stuff like that. And it's like pulling teeth because they are divided by what? A party. Because the way that a person voted and how you made it vote for that man, that's Hitler. Trump is Hitler. Oh, he's a hater. And that during Elon Musk or Muskrat and all this other stuff. Yeah, man, it's terrible. hmm Um, Dan the Cornman says Musk has said he could go get them, and Biden administration told him no. Yeah, that's true. Biden didn't have no ambition of rescuing those astronauts. Astronauts. In fact, I think he said because he knew that he was out anyway. He said, I let Elon and them do it." And I think with Biden, since we're talking about that, I think he just said the way that they did Biden when they had him to step down, he had to sign something that allowed Cameron to come in. So I think there was still a vendetta. He said, "Nah, I'm not going to do anything." I think it was a middle finger to the Democratic Party for what they did to Joe Biden, and I think Joe Biden signed off on it too. That said, "Fucking put the middle finger up there." because they knew they were going to be rescued. It just wouldn't be under his administration because he didn't care like that. He was already out. And what they did to Biden, you can't necessarily blame him, though. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of jacked up. He wasn't mentally there anyway, halfway on and halfway off. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's the thing that's what I gathered though. I think that with Joe Biden, he just said, no, I'm not gonna rescue those astronauts. I'm gonna let Elon do it. And sure enough, Elon did. He went up there and sent a rocket up there to retrieve him. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I look at it. I look at it as. Cheshu Crush says, before Trump, you pretty involved in politics? Not really. I'm not really that heavy into politics because, like I said before, I don't know how old you are, but as a Generation Xer, I remember the time when politics was just boring. You know what I'm saying? Because really, there wasn't really a lot of people into politics, especially when you were a young kid and young adult. We weren't into politics like that. We was out there chasing girls, going to the mall, playing on skateboards, and all the rest of this stuff that went along with it. As I started getting into politics when Trump got into office back in 2016, and I started noticing some things because I never really heard a person, not alone speak. Because I mean, I watched The Apprentice, so I'm pretty familiar with how Trump speak. But what he was doing with his policies and how it was a help for America, that's what got me intrigued. To really be honest with you, because when we had the Uniparty with the old Rhino Republicans and the Democrats, I didn't give a damn about politics back then. Cheshire Crust, yeah, I didn't care about it like that because neither party wasn't doing anything. Dan the Core Man says, I will see you later, man. Gotta go do something. Okay, Dan, man. I'll check you back later, though, man. Yeah, good to see you back again, man. Thank you. And I appreciate the likes, too. Thank you. Chesu Crust says, like you probably have no opinion on the war on Eastern Europe. No sense of history, but trans rights, you can have an opinion, blah, 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 blah. Here's my thing on it, right? I can speak on the transgender because that's the one that have affected us here in America to a degree. I'm not against any, excuse me, I'm not against anybody that says what they feel like they want to be, right? Just like with the LGBTQ thing or whatever. I'm not, people have a right to choose. I don't think that it should be politically motivated and weaponized and make them feel like a victim and push it onto the world. That is what I don't like. And most people don't like that either because we grew up with two genders. Now, whatever they want to believe themselves, that's fine. You can never change that. But don't push it on the world stage, if that makes sense. That's all I'm saying, though. I don't want it to be pushed on the world stage. You have that right. Whatever you feel like you want to be, whatever, hey, that's fine. But we don't need it to be weaponized because that's another form of division and dividing people. And who did this again? Coming from the far left. They do these type of things, make people become the victim, and then when they put policies behind them to elevate them and divide the people, it pissed the people off. And then they started pushing this stuff globally, right? They pushed it all in Africa. Anybody that didn't jump on board with so they were like this global bully pushing agendas that don't affect most people. Let's keep it real. When it was transgender in the closet, whatever like that, nobody cared. That's what they do. They want to do that in their own thing. We don't need policies pushing and telling the world that we have to recognize this because now you're infringing on my rights. You see what I'm saying? So we don't need that. Eastern Europe on the war and all that. Let me see here. Chisu, let me see here. Crust. Hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. And you're proving my point. You have this long-winded answer, blah, blah, blah. It ain't long-winded. It's just how I feel. You may not agree with it, but we don't even have to worry about that no more. So why even talk about it? I mean, that's what the whole thing that Trump got rid of that. It's not even a thing no more in this country. So why even talk about it? It's That's my whole point. What's the point of that though, really? You know what I'm saying? What's the point of that? I didn't deem them or criticize them. Only thing I criticize about is that it shouldn't be pushed down everybody's throat. That's what I'm saying. Well, I can't make it no more plain than that. What are you talking about? You're not following. No, you're. I mean, I don't. I don't want to keep going. We listen. We don't have to answer anymore regards to this type of stuff, because once again, the people decided already. That's what you're not following. Talking about this conversation is a dead conversation. Just like with the Ukraine thing, that's about to be dead pretty soon. Remember, who's holding the leverage and who is it? The LGBT and all. I mean, the transgender. They're not holding no leverage. What are you talking about? No, it's not with your transgender rights. No, man. I mean, we only recognize two genders in this country, one male and one female. We done already won that war. It's nothing to talk about no more. We done won the war. Sorry, we done already won the war on that. hmm No, we won the war. We don't have to keep addressing that no more. That's old news now. DEI is old news. BLM is old news. What are you talking about? We don't have to address these issues. What are you talking about? You're not even holding the leverage. It sounds to me that you swing on that end, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But who cares? I don't care. I'm not over here. I'm not a transphobe. Why should I care about that? I'm not in the community. That's cool if you in the community. Do that, but don't push it on us, sir or ma'am or whatever. That's all I'm saying, right? That's all I'm saying. We don't. Why are we even talking about this? Why are we talking about this? You know what I'm saying? 1,000 R. It's They don't have the leverage. Who has the leverage and who don't? Right? We're only dealing with the winner circle here. We're not dealing with the loser circle. We're dealing with the winner circle, sir, not the loser circle. I don't talk about loser issues. That's not even a thing anymore. Why are we even talking about that? Oh, yeah, and all this other stuff. So that means that you open for men beating the hell out of women and men going all up in. We don't have to deal with that stuff no more. We won. I was against that. If you want to know my stance on it, no, I don't want to see men jumping on women and beating the hell out of them and stuff. No, man, that's crazy, man. This is lunacy stuff, man. We don't have to deal with it. We don't have to deal with it. And you ain't got to deal with it either, though. Have your communities do your stuff in your own small community. Nobody telling you can't do that. We're just not going to weaponize it. That's all. We're not going to put no policies or no agendas behind it. We won. We crushed that. You can go in Canada. Why don't you move to Canada? Canada have it. Europe have it. Germany have it. UK have it. Why don't you go there? Okay, you should be talking about like P. Diddy news and pop culture. Why are you telling me what I should be talking about? Why talk about that and things? Why talk about that? I like talking about stuff a little bit different than going with all the narratives all the time. You know what I'm saying? P. Diddy, man, they've been blasting that out for months. I haven't heard anything new about P. Diddy. And this is what's nice about America. We have freedom here. I don't know if you even an American or not, but America is about freedom and choice. 1,000 RR says, seriously, who cares? Transgender people make up 1% of the population. They really do. We're talking 1%. And I was about to get those statistics, but thanks, 1,000 RR. That's the thing about it. And then he's telling me I should be talking about Diddy, news, pop culture, not politics. Why? Because the politics upset you? I talk a little bit more about the politics, especially with the with the TDS. Excuse me, with the TDS. And see, this is the thing about it. You can come in here and insult me about reading and stuff, but your party still lost. It's not coming back. You think that upsets me? I'm just telling to you like it really is, though, whether you like it or not. We don't have to answer shit. We're in the winner's circle. You're not. This is an old talking point that doesn't have any power whatsoever. And I shouldn't even be giving you the floor anymore. In fact, we're gonna go ahead and stop it right now because we don't have to keep going into this nonsense and all this other stuff. Just admit that if you are a TDS person, you may want to get some help. It's okay. That was the original topic anyway. It's about it's not easy because nobody is upset. We're just looking at you being trying to troll, and you can't even do that right. You can't even do that right. Yeah, but see, you could tell you're triggered because you try to make personal attacks about me like that's supposed to get me all out my space. I ain't called you out your name one time. I don't even know you. You don't know me. You don't know what I look like. You don't know where I live. How you know me? Why you letting this trigger you? See, this is my point. I was waiting for a troll to come in here, and I'm actually going to use you as my poster child today. You're going to be my little poster child today, and I'm glad that you're in here talking. I'm going to use him as a poster child because I knew he was going to get triggered, but he masqueraded and coming here asking me a question. Now I asked him some questions, but see, he didn't like the answers. He didn't like the answers to the questions. He didn't like the fact that I was saying how, yeah, I appreciate it, 1,000 RR. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you. It was going to come down to that anyway because he came in here disingenuous. Like most of them do, they come in here. They just be disingenuous. They can't help themselves. They don't even know how to be civil. You sound like an old car. They won't start. You said, Yep. Oh yeah. Don't even know. Oh yeah, I got him now. He troll. I got him. I got him upset now. It's like, no, you ain't got me upset. Why, when we winning, why should I be upset with him? 1,000 RR says, I was going to let him keep talking until he started insulting. Yeah, that's what we really do. When they start doing the insults, and what is my rule? We can have a conversation. But when you start, and normally it usually be people that are triggered, they would insult before I would insult. And even then, I usually don't insult back. I just let them go and do their thing because they make themselves look stupid. They really do. But I knew this topic, 1,000 RR, is going to trigger some people, whatever. And it wasn't even meant to be. It wasn't even meant to be triggering. It was meant to try to have some type of understanding to say, hey, for people that suffer from TDS, and I know a lot of them out there, I got relatives that watch the news all the time. They hear the latest news of what Trump is doing. Oh, that wicked man. Oh, that man, he needs blah, blah, blah. He needs God in his life. Oh, man, I can't stand that dude. Oh, man, these Trump supporters, they do this all the time. This ain't even nothing new. They do this all the time. Yeah, I won't have nothing to do with them. I got a relative right now that won't have nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said before, they're in this victimhood type stuff. They didn't want to sit up here saying, well, no, I'm not a victim, whatever. I mean, basically, he's trying to plead his case over an old talking point about transgender. Nobody even bring that up today. I don't even bring that up. I haven't did one live specifically talking about transgender. You know what I'm saying? It's not even a thing. We don't even have to worry about that. We won. That's the main thing. We have to come together as a nation. And for the most part of it, for the majority of the people in America, we have. There's more people that are liberals that voted for Trump. That's what he or she don't even realize, or it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We're not going about pronouns and all this stuff. We don't have to adhere to that stuff no more. Yeah, got triggered. You're right though, 1,000 RR. Yeah. The truth triggers the left. They do. They come in here with these questions until they can get an aha moment. And I mean, a gotcha moment is what it is, a gotcha moment. And then and things. They do this all the time. They always do this. I already knew what the BS was coming when it was going to come. I got relatives and friends that do the same thing. It's not from understanding, it's just that it's to make a person that don't agree with them look bad. You know, I think the Trump derangement thing is even worse. That's worse than a never Trumper because a person that's and I know some never Trumpers, but they don't sit on here and watch the news all the time cussing it out. But TDS people do, and you got them white, black, and other that sit in front of the TV from time the so-called news come on till it go off, Every time they hear his name, they get triggered. When they see his face, hear his voice, they get triggered. They cannot stand, and that's their prerogative, man. But I would never, ever give that type of energy to a person that, especially if I don't like that person. I'm not going to sit up in here and say, oh, yeah, and have all this animosity and hatred where it rules my life all the time, because nobody don't want to hear about that. But when some of these TDS liberal, far left liberal chicks, they're gonna have that on their dating thing though. If you're a Trump, what did I read? You're a Trump supporter, you may as well just go the other way, because it's not gonna be nice. She'll cuss you out. 1000R says, do you think YouTube has bots that try to keep these left policies and talking points going? Sometimes I wonder, because nobody is talking about the left talking points anymore. I do believe they probably still have some bots out here and things like that, and they usually they do it on the radio too. I think it's called a seminar call, but they do those on the radio a lot too. It doesn't be a real caller on the radio, but they have these seminar calls, which is similar. That's what they were doing before they even had the bots, right? They'll call the radio stations up, proposing and pretending to be a person, and they'll bring up. Here's a prime example, a perfect example, I should say. Um, since with Trump, right, when they talk about like he's going to be cutting Medicaid, Medicare, school lunch programs, the whole yard 9 yards. This has been a lie that has been perpetuated for a long time since he got in there, right? Talking about since Trump got in there, we ain't seen nothing cut yet in regards to that. But that's the stuff that they be lying about and doing, because they need to have the scare tactics, as you already know. 1000 are more people that are afraid, and like the sky is falling, and that's their whole narrative. It's like it ain't come to fruition yet. 1000R says, yeah, the TDS is real. They need to sit on somebody's couch. They do, because I'm even concerned about them, man. Now I am going to say this about the Elon Musk Tesla, setting those on fire, going in there doing malicious damage to property and everything, running up on people, painting swastikas and all that stuff. Now, I will say this: I think some of those are copycatted crimes, but the real ones, where you see them going up in here, masked up into these Tesla dealerships and these showrooms with cocktails and stuff like that. I think those are definitely those are ops right there. Those are not just regular people, but they do that to push, right? They're doing that to like they did with BLM, Antifa, and all that. These are paid people to go up in there, right? This is what this stuff is all about. So they're doing that, and then whoever bites on it and copycat, just like over here in Ann Arbor, right? They standing on the overpasses holding the American flag upside down, talking about down with Elon, Muskrat, Hitler, Elon, Hitler, and that's what they do. No, they've been doing this type of stuff. But the ones that are going up in these dealerships, those are not those people. That's a different group. Because I don't think those, because the people that's over the overpass, they have a right to protest because it's in our Constitution. They're not been masked up, but they're masked up going into these dealerships and doing this malicious damage like that, man, which isn't right. So now they're already have cited that as a thing of terrorism, and I believe they caught some people doing it too. Jesse Brown says, still annoyed with Elon having people play his game accounts, and claiming he did it. Elon, right? Yeah. So yeah, because they're annoyed with Elon right now, because once again, these are small minority groups of people. But according to the phony fake news, they make it sound like a lot of people are fed up. They're not, because everybody Elon has a hell of an approval rating since Trump created Doge, and all the money that America been saving right now. I mean, it's all transparent. You can go on X and look. We can all look. I've been there myself. Went on there, looked, seen what it is, seen where the savings, seen what they're cutting, and things like that. Finding out where these bloated agencies that are no longer needed. They've been actually a big help to America than hurting America. But yeah, that's just propaganda, though, man. Until we get control of that, which is coming, because I really truly believe that the so-called fake news are not going to be running these propaganda narratives in the future. Yeah, Jesse Brown says agree, but it's when people lie about petty or pointless things that make you wonder. Yeah, we're gonna always get that because you got some pretty sour grape, sore losers that hated the fact that Trump got in there in the first place, right? They were feeling that they thought that they had the majority of this country sold up. You remember one of the tools that the Democrats have always used? They used abortion. They thought that a lot of the women were going to come on here and side with abortion. Women's major concern was safety. When them girls got killed, Lake and Riley and Jocelyn, and when they got murdered, well, you know what I'm saying, with these gangs, these criminals that came over here, that resonated with a lot of women, man. They weren't going for it. And then also the economy. Everybody felt the economy, whether if you was a man, a woman, or whatever. We all felt the economy, man. It was in a bad place. Jesse Brown says, "Oh yeah, he did get it. He did get in before. Um, okay, man. Trump was good at beating women. Man, okay, man. Trump is good at beating women. You talking about physically jumping on women? You talking about Trump jumping on women? Is that a typo, Jess? No votes wise. LOL. Yeah. Yeah, beating women. I know what you mean. Yeah, I think I know what you mean. Yeah, I'm about to say. Um, yeah, man. I mean, that's the thing about it. With this whole thing, man. Going back to the TDS, the TDS. This is the thing. We're not sitting over here running in their faces because TDS people got a real problem. I don't want them to go out here and do something stupid that they may regret because when they see these Antifa posing as people, as regular people, that's why they always kept their man, they always covered up. They do the same thing with the pro Hamas stuff, right? These are the same people that George Soros and others that have been financing. What's that company called? Act Blue? Act Blue have been financing, and they've been paying for this stuff out their own money to keep this stuff, to keep some type of resistance in the street going so it can resonate. Hopefully, he wants more people to jump on board with this thing. Anybody that hates Trump, get out here and do something malicious and damage, though, get out here. And they see, really, those are the pawns. You think Soros and them are going to bail him out? Absolutely not. The only people that he's going to help out is people that are Antifa, people that are bought. You know what I'm saying? This is an operation. This ain't got nothing to do. What we're seeing with these Tesla dealerships, these are operations that are going on, man. This was purposely set up. This is set up operations. There's nothing organic about it, though, because the organic people are mainly protesting out there on these overpasses and stuff or in front of the dealership. Because I did a live and showed it would have one woman out there, and she wasn't out there with a cocktail, mask covered, breaking windows because she got a lot to lose. So why she ain't doing it? You know what I'm saying? Uh, yeah, Jesse Brown said apparently we was funding UK and yeah, yeah, we funded a lot of that. We funded a lot of these state organized like what's it, ISIS, pro Hamas, Hezbollah. We funded a lot of them, man, off of taxpayers' money. It wasn't like they were doing it; they were using our taxpayers' money to overthrow regimes to set this stuff up, all for more funding. That's why we know that they always keep Russia as the boogeyman. As long as Russia is the scapegoat and we start looking at the military industrial complex and all the rest of this stuff, this is what's going on, though, man. More funding, more guns, more ammunition with this war on Ukraine, because that's what the other guy that was here that got kicked out of here. But yeah, 1000R says, um, oh, yeah, they definitely have paid activists. Yeah, they do. They always have paid activists. They even got the ones called a renter mob. They pay these people to go out here and do this type of stuff. And this is all coming from the account Act Blue. You can pull that up, Act Blue. This is where all this stuff is coming from. You got George Soros and a few others that have been funding this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So this is already public knowledge. There ain't no secret about this stuff. It's already public knowledge. But with somebody that's TDS, they don't know nothing about this stuff. They just watching the regular pop propaganda news, and they just look at these people once again. These poor people that Elon is effed over. Oh, poor. Oh, yeah. Well, he actually been saving America. We have been saving money. Trump even mentioned this earlier. 100 people that make $150,000 a year or less, they're gonna be subject to not paying taxes at all. No taxes. No taxes. No taxes. This is another major win, right? Because if anybody that falls under 250, I mean $150,000 and no taxes, it's a beautiful thing, man. I don't think too many Americans will be against that. Because even with the Trump derangement people, they're gonna benefit, but they're gonna still be talking crap. They're gonna say, well, wait a moment, he just saved, well, he been bringing the economy down. No, the people losing their jobs, they're cutting this and that, and no WIC, no SNAP, no welfare and all this stuff, Medicaid, Medicare, all this stuff. Oh my gosh, it's bad. Oh my gosh, it's Armageddon. Oh, that's what they do. They've been sounding that alarm forever. Democrats, especially, they've been doing that victim stuff for a long time. This ain't nothing new. None of this stuff come to fruition though. Huh. 1000R says, oh yeah. Okay, I read that one. Okay. BRT 49 says, yep, we need to install Trump for life. He can install his son for life. Yeah, at this point, because Trump got a high, what's the approval rating? 76% in this country, which is not bad at all. It's really a very good thing. Jesse Brown says, yeah, but think of the poor immigrants Trump stopped. Very Hitler, very fascist. I save money, but think of the lives. LOL. Yeah, they look at that, man. They look at that. He's a Hitler because of these poor, defenseless immigrants. Oh no, not immigrants. And look at the groups that have been coming over here. Because right now he's really been going after the criminals first. And then they just reprogrammed that app that they had those people, the CCP1 app. The CCP1 app have been reprogrammed to allow the people that are, let's say, not criminals, but they are still criminals. They're over here illegal. So they have a chance to be able to sign up on that app to self-deport. They'll arrange where to go. They'll be picked up and then transported back into their country of origin. Because if they stick around here and get caught, they could jeopardize never coming into America. So I think that's a good win too. So yeah, I think they took that app that Joe Biden and them came up with originally, the CCP1, and then they reprogram it to allow a lot of these people to self deport. I think it's a really beautiful thing because who would stand for open borders? I mean, because look at UK falling. I keep saying about that. Look at Germany. Look at Canada. Boy, it's a mess over there, man. Canada have been having immigration problems for years, man. It's sad, man. Woo, it's bad. Um, Jesse Brown says, yeah, take the violent ones first. So the women take the violent ones first. So the women and children can't defend themselves. Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it's about. Take the violent ones so the women and children can't defend themselves, right? The women and children can't defend themselves. And I'm just using this as to be a little sarcastic or whatever, man. That's really what it's really about. This is about having these open borders to allow the Democrats to stay in power forever because they can use them for the voting bloc. And this is as well as they did the same thing with the blacks. They did it with the Jews. They did it with the feminist groups. They did it with, let me see here, who else? Oh, yeah, LGBTQ community told all these groups that they were a victim. This is what you have to do. Fight the man, fight the power, fight these millionaires and billionaires. Join on to the Democratic Party. We got you, right? Be a little bit for everybody. We got you. You know, we got you set up. Yep, we got you set up. We got you set up. And that's exactly what it is. We got you set up. So, like I said before, man, I mean, when we wait, with the way that we're looking at it, um, you know, the billionaires and trillionaires, they are the problem, but depending on who we're talking about here, because right now we have more Democrats, more so than the right on Republicans and Republicans that are millionaires as well. In fact, a lot of them became millionaires off the taxpayers, the slush funds, and everything. All this stuff has been exposed. This would explain why somebody like Elizabeth Pocahontas Warren may be worth almost $70 million, if not. How you become that? How do you have that kind of money being a senator and all the rest of them? They, it wasn't like these people were smart business wise. They've been a lot of them been in there. What is it? Chuck Schumer been a senator for like 40 years, but they have this money, and that's another thing. We'll start seeing crackdowns on that, ladies and gentlemen, because I see that that's going to come. That's about to happen very, very soon, because they have to justify and tell where they got that money, right? In fact, with the Trump derangement people, because this ain't about Trump, this is about who ripped off and stole America money. I'm talking about the taxpayers' money. And this is what it should be always about. This should be about all this other stuff. I don't care about all that other stuff, LGBT, it don't matter. The main thing is, if you're an American, you should be concerned. TDS, you should be concerned. Where did that money go? And look at it. We've been paying taxes for you to do what? We've been told that the taxes go for the roads, the schools, fire, and all the rest of the stuff. All this stuff, right? We've been told all these lies. We've been told all these lies, right? And then look at it. They promised us out in California that they're gonna have this high-speed rail thing that's gonna be like the bullet train. They've been talking this stuff for years. Have you guys ever seen it come into fruition? It has not. It was nothing more than a money laundering scheme and things like that. And that's really what it was, because we haven't seen it. Where's the super train? The one in California that they promised out there on the West Coast. Where is it? We don't. It's not there. Doesn't exist. I mean, you guys help me. Where's that train? And I can bring up other things that they have ripped off and stole their money. They said that we were supposed to have, like, with these electric cars. Oh yeah, the high speed internet thing. We're gonna have this grid thing with the internet where when you step out of your house, you better get the internet thing and all this other stuff, super fast service. Where is it? It's not there. It's nothing more than a money laundering scheme, man. That's all it is. This is money laundering, man. Jesse Brown says the NGL notice you hit a certain wealth level. It's easier to get more when get more when a Gatorade is you splurging for yourself. You ain't throwing 10K on a tip you got for a stock. Yeah, yeah, you're right about that, man. You know, you're right about that. Yeah, you're right about that, man. So, yeah, that's the thing about it, though, man. It is what it is, though. And it'd be nice that these particular people, man, these Trump derangement people. I know with some of them, they'll never get no help, and they're gonna always be what they always are, because they have gotten used to this since 2016. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we never dealt with this type of stuff before. This wasn't even a thing. Think about it. Politics wasn't even a thing too. It was boring. We weren't sitting around here doing this stuff. It only came about with the propaganda news, right? The propaganda news. right? What did they do? Propaganda news said to hate Trump because in 2020, the Democrats had more control because they still had control of the House, the Senate, and everything. So they had control of the weaponization of America through the news media. Then you have Whoopi in the View, which is nothing more than an extension of the DNC as well. So here it is. Look at us now, 2025. They're being sued, right? They look at Whoopi. She has it bad. Look at Whoopi. Y'all see Whoopi? Look at her. Look at Joy Behar, right? And those are the two. I don't see like the other ladies go as hard as Joy Behar and Whoopi. For some reason, they have a hatred towards Trump. But if you look back in before 2016, remember if you pull up the earlier versions of the View, he was the darling, man. They loved him. Trump had the NAACP award, especially when he was a Democrat, right? He helped out a lot of blacks, including Al Sharpton and others, and a lot of other people. I like to call him Snaketon to be more, accurate. But yeah, man, they loved him. He helped Jesse Jackson when he ran back in 1984. When Jesse was running, you can win, Jesse. Yeah, Jesse. Before he became Messy Jesse Jackson. Yeah, man. Who helped finance his campaign? It was Trump, right? He helped Mike Tyson as well. When all these other celebrities, Robbie Gibbons came up with that. What is he? No, that wasn't Robbie Gibbons. No, it wasn't Robbie Gibbons. It was some other woman he dated. She cried rape. He did 6 years. Mike Tyson got railroaded, man, and all it was about big money. He was locked up for 6 years in the joint, and I remember that in the state of Indiana, man, in the prison over there, man. And who helped him on his legal fees and all that? And eventually, Trump was responsible for that when they released Mike. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he tells you Trump, Mike Tyson. When they say, "Well, what Trump have done for you?" There's a lot of people can sit up here and say what Trump done for them personally. He didn't have to do that with Mike. If he was the racist and the Hitler, well, why did he do that for Mike? Thanks, Jesse Brown, for subscribing, man. I appreciate you, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he did that for Mike. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it makes like thank you for the likes too, by the way, guys. Like I said, I'm not beating up on people that are Trump deranged because, like I said, I have it affected in my family personally. Now, some of these relatives are not like my immediate, but they are, more so like second cousins and stuff. Yeah, so they don't want to have nothing to do with it. And that's their prerogative. I'm not trying to force nothing down. See, they thinking that because they have this and I did a thing about this in the so-called black community where this is the narrative of monolith that this rich white man that is a racist and all the rest of the stuff. And I walked her down with some common sense stuff. I said, well, what about the crime bill with Biden back in 1994? I said, do you know that he locked up a lot? Blacks were massively incarcerated. I said, guess who freed him? I said 97, what's it, 7,000 7,000 inmates were released from prison, and 91% of them were African American. And that was under Trump's policy under his first year as being the president back in 2016 when he ran the first time and won. So he released a lot of them. They got pardons and stuff like that. There were people that were released out of prison. So a racist wouldn't do anything like that. I said, well, what about the HBCUs? I said, Trump, there's 107 across the United States, I believe. So Trump gave HBCUs $350 million. So if my math is right, that's like 3.3 million apiece to these agencies. I mean, he did it for these universities so they wouldn't have to keep coming back every year running out of money. He set them up for a long time. I hope that and this was the time they probably mismanaged that money. I'm quite certain. You know what I'm saying? Brother Dwight, boy, this is Brother Dwight here. You're a personal friend of mine. Brother Dwight, I got to read Jesse. Hold on, Brother Dwight. Jesse Brown says, keep the masses at the 300. I'm sorry, 30 to 50K. so they had never hit that building point. Yeah, you're right. That's another thing though too, man. Keep us making the small money, and that has a lot to do with the deep state, central bank, all this other kind of stuff. Go a little bit further, because they were the ones that destroyed the economy. They were the ones that had the outsourcing the jobs. They were the ones that where the labor costs and all that stuff started going up. They, with NAFTA, took us off the gold standard. All this stuff started happening where the dollar, not really the inflation, it's the dollar. The value of the dollar shrunk tremendously. This is why your average Americans have to work harder now. We have to take on 2 jobs, 3 jobs, working 12-hour shifts, work from sun up to sundown. Taxes, they come in and say, hey, we're going to take, what's the 40-40 rule? Work 40 years of your life, they take 40% of your money earnings. If that ain't slavery, I don't know what is. Dwight always says, same thing happened to me. Yeah, with my family. They had an attitude with me because I supported Trump. Oh well, ain't nothing I can do about it. Exactly, brother Dwight. I mean, we had that conversation. Same thing with me. I'm not. It's it's disappointing to me, right? I'm not sad. I'm just disappointed because of this TDS stuff that they fell entrapped with, and I know why. Because I mean, just like with Brother Dwight, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have relatives that are bleeding heart liberals. And my cousins and them are bleeding heart liberals. They believe that the Democratic policies protected black folks in America. And the Republicans are nothing more than greedy, rich millionaires and billionaires out to destroy black folks. And that's how many of them believe, which is sad in that particular case. Jesse Brown says, didn't Trump also give some old black colleges like all their funding for the next 4 years? Yeah, he set them up. He set them up, Jesse. I'm talking about the historical black colleges. He gave the total of them $350 million. That was enough for all of them. He set them up, like you said, for about 4 years or so. As long as they didn't mismanage, as long as they didn't mismanage funds, they're okay. Now, if they mismanage funds, that's another whole story. But if they didn't mismanage those funds, then they should be set up and things like that. So, for the historical black colleges, right? I think it's 109 of them to be exact, but that's about $3.3 million each for these historical black colleges, right? So, like your Howard, Spelman, right, and all the rest of them, they're all set up. Yeah, now I'm sure that now they still may be going on the bandwagon talking about Trump, but it doesn't fit their narrative because the colleges benefit those historical black colleges. They benefited under Trump. That's a known fact. But again, Trump derangement people, they're never gonna admit that. They'll just say, "Well, yeah, that's just the overplay for the underplay," and that's what they say all the time. He got an ultimate plan. You gotta hook him in first. You gotta get him comfortable and relaxed. And then there's 2 type of woke agendas. Blacks have always been using the word woke. Stay woke, meaning stay conscious, right? When Trump said that I'm gonna destroy woke, some of these silly blacks really believe that they're talking about that he wanted to destroy the consciousness of the word woke, which is not. Woke agenda was used, they took that term, the leftist elites took that term, stay woke. They took that term, hijacked it for their own narrative. Because other than that, they weren't there using the word woke. That was like in the black community. That was the only group that I remember using the word woke because it was meaning to stay conscious, make sure that you didn't sell out, be in black and all that. It was in the black community. It was basically one of those type of words that we all knew about, right? Yep, exactly. Jesse Brown says, so what do you think the biggest issue where the black community is facing. I'm glad you asked me that, and I'm sure Brother Dwight would agree with this one. The biggest problem in the black community is facing is black women and the lack of accountability and responsibility. That's the number one problem. And without that, you don't have a community because if she's out of control, if she's not looking for marriage, she can't raise a family properly. A family is not women and children. It has to have a father, mother, and then children under protection, providing, and so forth. This is what make up a community. But when you have a woman that won't align herself with a man because she never had to, you got government assistance, welfare, Section 8 housing that set them up where they appear to be strong, but they're not. And this is just an illusion. This is where the number one problem is um, with the Democratic Party as well. They use these issues, right? Because they were the ones that created this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Keep it real. It was called the Great Society, Lyndon B. Johnson, 1965, right? They created the Welfare Act. It was a time when blacks couldn't even get welfare, not until 65. Keep it real. You know what I'm saying? And when that came about, Jesse Brown, man, this is what decimated the community, broke up the nucleus of the family home. This is one of the reasons why black women don't look to marriage as the first thing to go to, because they can go out here and don't have to be responsible. They can get pregnant. They know that the government got them. The government come in, set them up. We got WIC, right? SNAP, EBT, and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then look what they were buying with this stuff. And some of them were so irresponsible. Was it $600, $700, $800 rent subsidized? They only had to pay like $40, $60 a month. You guys know what I'm talking about. And then what did they do? Being so irresponsible, where they lost their place because they couldn't even. And I believe in certain states you have to have a certain amount of work hours, 30 hours, 40 hours, in order to be able to keep that assistance. So they weren't doing their thing very well. Not just with blacks. This is straight across the board. Because I know some whites and some of these low income white communities is doing the same thing. Um, let me see here. Jesse Brown says I can agree that it might switch my to that black on black crime. Yeah, that's another thing that it breeds, because if there's no man in the home that's implementing discipline, what do we think is going to happen? That's why the gangs ain't nothing but I'm saying that, hey, I'm gonna be your daddy, little boy. I'm your daddy, right? Because a lot of young men need guidance. They need direction, and they need discipline. Without that, you raising these emotional males. That's what we got right now. A bunch of emotional males with not used to having a father in the home. So this is another thing, though. We got majority of these men. They did a statistic, and I'm gonna read the whites thing. It was like about 90 some odd percent of black men incarcerated, and a lot of them came from single mother family homes. Brother Dwight always says, definitely the black woman and the power structure behind her props her up. He's right. It's the power structure, which is the government. And we went over this so many times. Brother Dwight, yeah, you're right about that. It's the government, and weak men, as Brother Dwight would say. Um, yeah, this is exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Prop her up. And I think so. It hit us in the community, in the so-called black community. And then think about it. What they did in the black community, and also that virus disease started spreading out other places. You know what I'm saying? But it hit us. It hit us worse. There's an old saying goes, when America catch a cold, the black community catch the flu. And that's exactly what ended up happening, though. It's a canary in the coal mine. It's a canary in the coal mine. Growing up coming up in the 70s, we didn't know what hit us, man. We didn't know what hit us. At least back then, we still had some stepfathers and stuff, but she was pretty much running stuff, appeared to be, because the government, they were financing her. You know what I'm saying? She didn't have to be responsible. You know what I'm saying? And then they're out of control today, man. I went on some of these lives. I was just strolling, and it's really sad to see young black women behaving this way, man. It's really sad. And I just kept scrolling, hoping to find somebody. And I was just seeing how many people I'm gonna have to scroll through just to be able to find somebody that's nice, sweet, and pleasant as a sister. And I finally found of one or two, and the other ones weren't even in this country. They're over there in Africa. Bad. Jesse Brown says, never heard that one, but logically it makes sense. Yeah, that's the thing about it, though, Jesse, man. I mean, you look at it. Look at all these black men that goes to prison, right? Look at the gang, right? You got a lot of gang activity, right? Bloods and Crips and Disciples and all these Latin counts, folk, Pyru and all the rest of them, right? I mean, that's really what it is, and a lot of them come from single mama homes. They got their sons up in the house, grown as f. You know what I'm saying? They up there grown, right? Look at Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society, it welfare mama, you know? And then look at it, Baby Boy. Look at these movies. I ain't lying. I ain't lying, you know? Jesse Brown says, I meant the flu versus the common cold. Yeah, there you go. Jesse Brown says, but still agree. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and that's the thing though, man. This is one reason why now with with and this is another thing with people who suffer from TDS, because my cousin fall in this. Her mama have raised her to be afraid of the white men. The white men did this and that and all this other stuff. So these are the stigmas that they have with white people, especially ones in power and things. They believe that is the reason as to why they don't have anything. And the reason that they don't have anything because this particular party that they vote for, because we know that this particular party that they vote for keeps a chain and a shackle, keep them in this victimhood. I can't do any better, and all the rest of the stuff. The man is holding people down, but it's the ones that are doing it, the ones they're voting for. That's fact. That's the ones that's been holding people down. The same Democratic elites, while they've been enriching themselves off of our taxpayer money. Go figure that. And then telling us that other rich Republicans are the problem. You know what I'm saying? They said if you look at a Republican mindset, it's this. A lot of them are capitalists. I give you that. But they don't have this victim mentality. They're saying that opportunity does exist. You have to go out here. You may have to work a little harder to achieve these things. The Democrat says, oh, no, we want to take from the rich. This is their model. And they know they haven't been doing this, but they want to rob from the rich and give to themselves. And they ain't rob to the rich and give to the poor and the working class, because if that was the case, we wouldn't have this problem today. Wouldn't be no poverty in this country, right? But what they did, rob from the rich and then line their pockets is what they did. The white says the black woman didn't want male authority then or now, and chased the man out of the house or put him out, and destruction, yep, destruction, chaos, immorality, okay, and no organization follow, right? Okay, immorality. There we go. Immorality. Thanks, Brother Dwight. Yep, hanging out with Brother Dwight. I was going to figure that out sooner or later, ladies and gentlemen. Immorality and no organization follow. There we go. Yeah. Yep, you're absolutely right about that, Brother Dwight. You're absolutely right about that. Brother Dwight have always been a stickler on pronouncing words and enunciating words properly and correctly. So under his tutelage, I've been working out. Yeah. Jim says, did you know Henry Ford wrote a book? I do. And I think I know the one you're talking about. Are you going to bring up the book called The International Jew? Are you going to bring that book up? Now, I was going to say, I don't like talking about stuff regarding the Jew because they have a very strong, powerful lobbyist. I'm talking about the elites, not the ones that we see. And, yeah. But I think, is that the one you're talking about? You talking about the book called The International Jew that was written right around before World War II? I just saw you were in Michigan. Yeah, I sure was. I sure was, man. I can't hide from nobody, man. I can't hide from nobody. Is it a good thing or is it a scary thing, man? Yeah. The book by Henry Ford wrote The International Jew. Yeah. But you know what? They made him take that book down, though. The Jew power, the elites told him to take that book down because they were threatening to take his automotive company away from him if he didn't retract those statements that he did. See, this is how powerful this lobbyist is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that they do everything, but they're in a place that criticizing them, if you have a large platform, which I don't, but if you had a large one, that's why, I mean, look at it, you know. You even got Jewish folks that don't even criticize their own people because you be considered a self-hating Jew, you know. You think Joe Rogan gonna talk about stuff about bad stuff about his people? No, he ain't gonna mention that, you know. I mean, we'll mention Epstein and all them, but that's about far to it go, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, if that's the book you're talking about, The International Jew, which is the International Baker, written by Henry Ford. Yeah, you know, I don't have that book in my library. That's a very hard book to find, man. Jim, you have that book or no? Do you have that book? The one if it's the one I'm thinking that you're talking about. Yeah, I try to stay away from a lot of those Jewish issues, man, because you know, in my opinion, I think Candace Owens could have went another route. I don't think that she could have went down that path like that, you know, and things. So because again, you know, they are a protected group, man, and yeah, that's the thing about it. That's why Trump had to jump off of her, man. And she could have had a promising career in politics or whatever. Though this thing that she on now, I think she made a big mistake. They won't touch her. They're not gonna touch her, man. Mm-mm. And anybody know that Trump is a big supporter of Israel, man, big time supporter. And isn't his son, one of his sons, isn't he married to a woman or yeah, he got a is it son-in-law, daughter-in-law, one of them that's Jewish. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, it's getting a little complicated, man, with that type of stuff. Yeah, I try to stay away from that, but yeah, but we'll talk about this Trump derangement thing. I'm just letting you know what it is because if I started bringing that stuff up, man, and I'm not calling you out, John, but you know, I'm not calling you out for say, but I do get people that come in this room. Yeah, brother Dwight, I get people that come in this room that try to bait you, man, and get you to talk about Jewish issues and things like that. And then when you start talking about Jewish issues, these are the people that that put you out there to fall, man, and things. Because I'm not even monetized, let alone to fight no legal system or whatever. When they come, man, they come economically and they, you know, destroy you. You know, that's why a lot of times, I mean, you know, you just look at it. You know, look at a perfect example, Kanye West. Said a lot of things though, man. His money started going down, right? They let you know that hey, we still run this now. We control it, and it is what it is. We're always going to have some type of elite over us. Unfortunately, it's just how it is. Just like you're going to always have rich, you're going to always have poor. That they're just. I mean, if we can get in where we fit in, that don't. I mean, we're going to always have poverty. I just don't want to be one of them. You see what I'm saying? There you go. Brother Dwight says, you are wise to stay away from anything negative about the Jews. They are not to be trifled with. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? They really aren't. And things like that. So, yeah, man. I mean, that's the thing about it. You know, a lot of people are not woken up about the elite Jew and all this other stuff. And that's why I don't really talk about that stuff a lot. You know, it's in the book with Henry Ford and all the stuff where he was. I'm familiar with it. I don't have it in my possession, brother Dwight, but they'll try to use your platform and set you up though on this type of stuff. Now, I'm not called, you know, putting out no accusations. I'm just saying that I don't talk about that. And then what about the chosen people in the Bible? We already know who the people are. So You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm not gonna go against all that though. I mean, so it gets a little complicated. I just stay away from that though, man. I don't deal with that. you know, yeah, I don't deal with that part of it, man. That's how that go. Yeah, brother Dwight, man, we gotta be smart out here today, man, because you already know, man. Shoot. Look at Candace Owens. Look at Kanye West. Look at Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon is another one that got caught up in that stuff, man. Leave that Jewish stuff alone, man. You ain't got no, I mean, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got no big father. You can, when it comes down to it, you can have the support of your own black people, let alone whites, Gentile whites. They're not going to come to your aid when you get in trouble with the Jew of power. So why even talk about it? They're not gonna be there to help us out when it go down. When the shit hit the fan, it's gonna be as always, though, man. And I heard these old talking points, but Gentile white ain't gonna do shit. Excuse my French. Blacks ain't gonna do shit. I know where this going, man. It ain't no. It's just you just gonna be in this conspiracy bubble. That's why I wish that Candace would have done another thing, though, brother Dwight, relative of brother Dwight, Candace Owens. I'm just kidding. Okay. It's got a good, beautiful. It got a brother Dwight. It got a good ring to it, doesn't it? Uh, yep. Dwight Owens, Candace Owens, Jesse Owens. Yeah. hmm Yeah, man. So that's the thing about that. Yeah, I just stay away from that kind of stuff, and I let it be known too, man. I ain't got no problem with it. At least I'm being truthful about it. Saying, yeah, man, we can't be hiding. We go after the Jew of power. Shoot, man. Man, they got so much money, man, and all this other kind of stuff. Yeah, man, shut this account down, man. I'm even a small guy, man. Sit up here quoting out of talking about the book, The International Jews. Shit. Somebody reading that book? Shoot, man, they'll shut this account, shadow ban, shut him down, get him out of here. Get him out of here. So that's the way I look at it, though, ladies and gentlemen. Brother Dwight, that's how I look at it, though, man. Yeah, I just stay away from those issues, man. Yeah, but the Trump derangement is real, man. And that's the thing about it, though, man. Trump, he knows what he's doing, and like it is, he's the one. Yeah, he knows what he's doing. And see, this is the thing about it. Um, yeah, this is the thing about it, though. I noticed when Jim came into the room, he asked me, did I know that Henry Ford wrote a book? Now, I mentioned it because I know where he's going, because that's about the only book that I know that Henry Ford put together, because he was so disgusted about the Jew, talking about the international banker and all that back in his time. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he was referencing to. YouTube censor our free speech. They do. Watch from the UK. Send help. Man, I feel if you in the UK, man, I feel so bad for you. But wait a moment. You guys got a prime minister coming up that's kind of mirroring Trump. He's been speaking all the good stuff. I don't know about his background, but I heard him speak, and he did say that it's time for we need to have what did he say? He said we got to have representing people for the UK for the people of the UK. It's something like that he said though, and I liked it. I don't know a lot about him, but I liked it. You know what I'm saying? Because they taking UK nationalism, far as with native people, white UK people. Man, talk about oppression, man. Talk about your freedom. Talk about freedom of speech. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's really bad. And yeah, it's really bad though, man. I feel you though, man. And that's the thing about it though. Hopefully that guy, you know what I'm talking about. If you in the UK, you know the guy that may possibly have a future in politics. Make that guy the prime minister, because he seemed to be on the beam so far. Y'all should be backing that dude, right? Y'all, that's who the guy that y'all should be under. I forgot his name, but you guys should be backing that guy, man. Get behind him. Set up a rally, man. But I know it's hard because You guys can't even protest out there. And see, this is another thing, guys, that I don't really. There's some criticism about the UK that I don't like because, unlike the United States, this is why we broke away from the UK because of taxation without representation. And we have a thing called the Constitution. Constitution, which means for the people, by the people. But you have these some of these European nations, and a lot of them are given privileges from their government, parliament. They bark out all the rules. They tell the citizens, "Hey, you guys just got privileges, no rights, privileges." And then when we get tired of that, we take that and do something else. So it's always subtracting, subtracting, subtracting until they have some type of revolt or something. Because that's probably what's going to end up happening if this stuff ain't checked. You know what I'm saying? You look at the history, it have always revolted, it always resulted in a revolt against the people of power, though, man. Look at storming of Versailles and Maria Antoinette. Shit, they even cut her head off. You know what I'm saying? So if history, dictate, look what they did to Mussolini, man. Strung him up. You know what I mean? Uh, YouTube censor our free speech. Yeah, you were smart by putting that together like that. You are talking about Nigel. Yeah, exactly. But unfortunately, we voted in a socialist government 7 months ago. We have over 4 years into the next damn national election. Damn. Well, here's the thing about it, and I think I remember hearing about that before. But you guys have 4 years to organize something to be able to have a strong party, even though it sucks because it's 4 years. Man, y'all parliament and all that, man, is so complicated, man. It's worse than ours, man. Woo! Because I mean, we have two senators for every state, and then we have 435 House of Representatives, right? And then we have electoral college and all this other stuff. You guys, man, y'all don't know, man. I don't even understand y'all power. It's so confusing because you guys have a liberal, you have conservative, and you have these other parties. I don't. It's so many parties going on, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's hard to follow along, especially when you don't live in the country, to understand. Even with Canadian politics, which kind of mirror you guys a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. And Canada is jacked up too. But you got 4 years to work it out though. Back that guy, find out about that guy, do your homework about Nigel. Yeah, that's his name. I forgot his name. His name is Nigel. Yeah. Farage. Yeah. Do your homework on that guy. And you have to find out if he's part of the system or if he outside of the system. Like with Trump, Trump was anti-establishment. You have to do your homework and find out if Nigel is not part of the establishment because they will do that. They will throw people in there playing it off like, oh yeah, for the people, and it end up not being for the people. So yeah, you guys got 4 years to do it. It sucks, but yeah, man, your country, UK, has fallen, man, to the Muslim Brotherhood over there, man. It's really jacked up, man. It's like when they start observing Ramadan up there in your political house like that, that lets you know, man, that's infiltration. Where they, yeah, brother Dwight, man, it's bad over there, man. It's bad in the UK, man. Where they actual I should say, people that's you from the UK, natural born citizens, especially white, they don't have a voice over there no more, man. The brown Muslim Brotherhood have taken over. Taken over, man. Taken over. Yeah, it's really sad, man. Really sad. And we had to stop it here. And I'm glad we stopped it here, man. Yep. YouTube censor our free speech. We voted to escape the EU in 2017, but we are still controlled by the EU. It's a nightmare. Our second biggest city, Birmingham, is now officially 32% Muslim. Man, damn. London is 15% Muslim. Send help now. I know, right? Well, I think something is going to positively it's going to be something positive that's going to happen in your country. Right now, we're still trying to take care of America, so we're dealing with the deep state over here as well. And so far, we only have one chance, one shot to get this right. We mess this stuff up, it's going to be bad. But I hear you though, and my heart goes out to you over there, man. Because yeah, man, 32% with them open borders. Yeah, yeah, them open border policies that the UK have, Germany have, a lot of these European nations have, like Canada. Yeah, they even got an Indian guy with the turban, Punjabi dude, sitting on their government over there like that. Yeah, man, never happened here, man. I'm gonna tell you. Mm-mm, mm-mm. The most they'll do with Indians, they'll get in Congress, but unless if they're born here, they can never be president. First generation, yes, but what I know in America, no, they ain't gonna. Mm-mm. Even Vivek Ramaswamy, man, he's looking. They kind of he's that's why you ain't really hearing from him a whole lot. You know, yeah, he's supposed to be running for governor out there in Ohio. I don't see him becoming a governor or whatever like that. Kind of fell out of favor with Trump. Yeah, they're not gonna have that. He's not going nowhere. Vervac, yeah, he's not going nowhere. I think he has some type of shady businesses and some other stuff. Yeah, man, he's not going anywhere, man. But yeah, man, 32%, man, Muslim. Man, yeah, man, that's bad, man. That's bad. That's bad. Yeah, yeah, man. And the UK people are really feeling really defeated right now. I bet. Yeah, yeah, man. That's the thing about it. What you think that? Let me ask you this though. YouTube censor our free speech. So, what do you think gonna happen? You think it's gonna be a revolt of the people, or what? Because 32% of the brown people that are Muslim, that's not even a UK citizen. That's an alarming statistic right there, sir. You know, and then London is 15%. Birmingham is 32%. Yeah, you're gonna have a population pretty soon. So let me ask you this: do they have right? So what is it? They have all the rights and you guys don't? Is that what's going on? That's the question I wanted to ask as well. You know, yeah, they wouldn't go for that stuff here, man. And see, with America, we're all about people coming over here, right? We just don't want no criminals. We don't want people that's terrorists and all this other stuff. We expect for everybody to be assimilate into American society. That's why Trump gave the language as English as the official language, and I don't see anything wrong with it because language is culture. If you don't know the language, and you have to know about the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence, and the people that's coming over here being sworn an American citizen. I know they make them take the test and stuff like that, but they have to be part of it. I would make give a little bit more stringent where they have to be part of the system. Your voting counts and all the rest of the stuff. I want them to be more involved, more skin in the game, knowing about the laws and the policies and so forth, instead of just being over here in America. We want them to pay into the tax structure. We are tired of allowing them over here and they end up being on the system or some slick stuff. because all the slick stuff is going to be ending soon. We don't want to have welfare people over here. We expect for them. That's why if we have to hire some people, and I know this is a taboo here because a lot of Americans rather for Trump to have hired American people first before having to go out here and seek employment otherwise. But I guess the other drawback is, can are Americans right now, when it comes down to engineering and so forth, do they have these skilled tech jobs? I'm not saying that they don't, but we know with India, and this is the thing about what India, my criticism about them, because they also have come from a caste system where you have a lot of racism in their culture, right? And then not only that, what I've heard is people that told me in the engineering field that a lot of them, they particularly will hire an Indian person before they have to hire anybody else. And this is another thing though too, that's why I have some criticism about them coming over here, because it has been said that with some of the people that have been, let's say, non-Indian, especially black, they don't consider or respect, that's the proper word, if a black person that is a manager or something like that.
Hold on for a minute. I got to change my earbud again. Hold on for a minute.
Wait. Yeah, so if somebody that's black that's in management or whatever, they don't consider that person as being a manager. And what they'll tend to do is that they'll go back and try to get you fired or spread type of and this is stuff that I was told. Now, I heard this from various people in the tech field. So that's why I kind of cringe when Trump and them say they want to hire more of these people with these N1 visas. And I went over this stuff already. I'm not a big fan of them coming over here like that, unless, right? Unless, and I'm just being keeping it real. But see, again, this is where the problem is, because they don't assimilate in our culture very well. They're not the only ones I'm singling out. There's some others too that I have criticism on, and I have that right. We can't agree on everything, but it is what it is. YouTube censor for free speech. I am a dual U.S. UK black citizen because my parents were in the respective militaries, right? We have two-tier justice systems or system that gives Muslims less sentences for horrific crimes. It's hell on earth. Oh my gosh. So you mean to tell me, and I've heard this stuff too, but that's why I wanted to find out from you. So so there's double standards, in other words. So there's double standards. And see, ladies and gentlemen, he said it right here. And this is the problem, right? Muslim Brotherhood, because they are very clannish. Indians are very clannish. We all have what is it? It's only natural to be clannish, but also you have to be fair at the same time. You have to be fair at the same time. But yeah, because way he said it, and I figured he was gonna come back with some of this stuff. And yeah, they got a lot of Indians. They have a lot of the Muslims over there. There's some Indian Muslims and so forth over there in the UK. Same thing here in Canada. So yeah, man, it's one of those type of things, man. So and by the way, all I'm saying is that we know a lot of people that are Muslim, but in the UK, man, yeah, I've heard about that. It's like the government stopped caring about the locals. Same thing they were doing here in America. YouTube, I'm gonna call you YouTube. They did the same thing here in America. Look what they did to America, right? They did the same thing. They allowed a lot of criminals, right? right? Criminals to come over here, gang members, criminals and other degenerates coming over here in this country. Put them in sanctuary cities. Told ICE and other people that they're not allowed to come in there to get these people. The Democratic elites were working with the criminals. The TDS people say no, it never happened. No, the Democratic Party is not like that. They're just making this up. They're lying. When that situation happened, when they took Colorado under siege, Aurora, Colorado was under siege, right? And what did they do? Oh no, it never happened. It wasn't like that. That was just a peaceful sanctuary city. They even had people trying to get help outside because the local law enforcement was in on it. And then you also had the mayor and all. It was a mess in Aurora, Colorado. And that wasn't the only city, right? Because you start looking at these sanctuary cities, right? And they got problems socially. But the TDS people, they don't care about any of that. And all they do is just talk about hatred for Trump all the time. That's it. They're going to spend the rest of their life hating this man. This man is actually the greatest president that we have ever had in our lifetime. Because look at the moves he's been making. Pushing the deep state back. They're panicked out. Trump is controlling the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party is not controlling Trump. It's all the way around. He's not like some old lame duck president that's up there. He's not. Because not when you control the House, the Senate, the Supreme Court, you won the 7 swing states, right? They're also the popular vote. Never been done before in the history. But he done that. TD people say, no, they lied. He got in there by hook or by crook. They cheated. You'll never win with those type of people because they have a mental issue with the hatred. See, on the right, we didn't hate Harris. We knew she wasn't going to win. And even if she did win, we went up here hating her or wishing death on her. But they wishing death on this man. I mean, this guy been attacked. His family, him personally. They try to come after his businesses in New York. They try to say that they couldn't even materialize who this woman is that they kept talking about. We knew it wasn't Stormy Daniels. Him and Stormy was tight. This hush money file. Who is the woman? They did this whole lawfare stuff, right? Letitia James spearheading the operation. And I'm just going to put it out there. I can't stand that woman, man. That woman have TDS, man. She also suffered from TDS. I mean, what more is it going to take? She studied losing. Letitia James. She lost credibility. She lost. Also, what else she lose? She lost the special security clearances that she used to have. Her and what's his name? Alvin Briggs or whatever. The brother that and all the rest of that stuff. I mean, steady going down. Now she got a lawsuit as well. There's a lawsuit against her now. Even though she tried to run a counter lawsuit, I don't know which ones were first. I think hers was first. It's not going to stick. Then she going to sit up here and talk about Letitia James, right? She going to sit up here and talk about she didn't attack Trump personally. She had a personal vendetta on Trump. This is the thing about TDS, ladies and gentlemen. She tried to play, oh, I'm all for America, the Constitution. She was not. She, under the Biden administration, have been weaponized. And we know Obama was pulling the strings, right? All roads lead to Obama. He was pushing the strings, right? He was pushing the strings because they were determined to get Trump. This was personal, right? Because if Trump, right, failed, right, they wanted to lock him up, get him out the way, because he was, like he said, he was in the way. He was in the way, talking about Trump, he was in the way from the left elite, right? Under Obama, the fallen messiah and the great deceiver, right? So that's exactly what ended up happening. because they already knew what was coming here in America, right? Because they knew accountability was going to come. Epstein stuff was hot. That's about to go off for real, for real. Pam Bondi, he got his people. Cash Patel, he got his people. He got Dan Bongino, the deputy director of the DOJ or the FBI, one of the two. So you know what I'm saying? They got Tulsi Gabbard, over intelligence, the head. They even put Russia on her. So the TDS people refuse to look at all this stuff. All the stuff that I've been mentioning, right? Went after his family. Now, there's always a saying, when you go after a man's family, it gets personal. They say, you go after me, but you start going messing with my family, now it's on. So now that Letitia James and warfare, or this lawfare stuff, they rattled the beehive. So guess what's going to be coming now? There's a hornet's nest that she have rattled against. And she doesn't have enough political protection now that who controls the House and the Senate and everything? It's Trump. You think those court-appointed elected judges are going to be able to stop an executive order? I think not. It's just temporary help, but they don't have any type of jurisdiction. It goes against the Constitution. We didn't have a judge can overwrite and say what an elected. We're talking about an executive order. We're talking about the highest court in the land, the highest position, right? The commander in chief is the president of the United States. And then they try to treat them lesser than that. It makes no sense. But these people, man, and I think once we can get this, once he finished draining the swamp and we get all the swamp creatures out the way, and then we're going to have to probably start opening back up some insane asylums for the mentally disturbed. And I think what the people that really need the help are going to be these people with the TDS people, because they're going to need some help, man. And maybe some type of psych evaluation about them. Because this is not normal. To carry a hatred towards a man that you don't even know, that been doing nothing but great work for the people. You mean to tell me that all damn near 80 million people that voted for Trump, you mean to sit up here and tell me that all these people are wrong? You mean to tell me that all these people got a mental problem? That's not even a cult when it's a majority of the people. What's considered a cult is a minority group. No, majority of people ain't never been a cult. Only minority groups of people. See, they can't even get that right. They think they're the majority. This is lunacy, man. It's crazy. YouTube says we need an El Salvador, right? Sorry. We need an El Salvador like prison system, right? In the UK. Our sentence are too low for horrendous crimes. Gun crime has exploded. Wow. Like never before. Drug addiction everywhere. And open air drug dealing is normal. Wow. Open air drug dealing is, oh man, that's amazing, man. Man, you guys were the ones that I thought you guys are the ones that guns and stuff are supposed to be banned in the UK. Even the police don't even walk around with guns, right? Nightstick. I guess those days are over with, man. I feel bad for you though, YouTube, man. You guys got 4 years. You guys gonna have to do something, man. You guys gonna have to do something, man. Man, y'all hear this? That's what I've been reading, man. Yeah, El Salvador do have that new prison over there. In fact, America have made a deal with El Salvador where they're saying that I forgot exactly how much they're gonna be charging us to house these criminals that we're gonna be sitting over there, because we're gonna need room, man. We gotta, man, yeah, because there's gonna be a lot of public officials too. When Guantanamo, Gizmo, when we get them over there in El Salvador, because they'll be tried as war of treason, pretty much. So yeah, they gotta go towards the tribunal court and everything, and then they send them over there in these international waters where they're not even a citizen no more, and the rest is history. Because we already know that's what's going to be happening eventually. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap it up. I appreciate you guys coming on. Appreciate you, 1000R, especially you, Brother Dwight, as well. All you guys for showing up and things like that. Yeah, it's been real cool, man. I know, yeah, I got to get out here and make this money. I just wanted to kill some time. It looks like it's picking up right now. So what is a better way to kill time? Why not? Let's just do a live stream. That'll kill some time, and then we can get it in at the same time with some of these policies and stuff. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, we've been focusing on TDS people. And before I go to the TDS people, man, yeah, I try to enjoy life. Don't let somebody that you don't know, take the joy away from you. Family is the most important thing. Without family, you don't have nothing. Too bad my cousin and them don't know that. And I did a lot of good with them too. I appreciate the hearts and thank you for the like. Yeah, I did a lot of good with them. And then they'll eventually come around one day because they don't believe that we right now in the process of not paying taxes, anybody under $150,000 a year, that blows out everything about Medicaid and all the rest of this type of stuff. When have we ever seen a president that went so hard for his American people other than Donald Trump? Even if, like I said before, even if I didn't vote at all, but I kept like looking at the real journalists and other sources, I would say, you know what, that person makes a lot of sense. I never thought about it that way. I ain't never heard a president say that we're gonna have tax free because everybody else been pushing taxes, including the Democratic Party. They had every opportunity when they were in power to do the stuff that Trump doing right now. They never did it. They always gave some type of BS excuse. So you mean to tell me that this guy is supposed to be that bad that they call Hitler and all this other shit and Elon Musk? You know what I'm saying? Doge has been a blessing. Ask the average American. You got transparency in the White House for the first time. Can't tell the TDS people. They'll say opposite. They'll say hogwash, man. We don't believe that stuff. Elon Musk is out for himself, is what they say. Elon Musk is out for himself, man. Who cares about this guy? He's a rich billionaire. They already have a prejudice against him by being so rich, right? That's one of the things right there. They have a negative hate towards Trump because he's a rich guy, right? So they're saying, why are these guys? I heard these old narratives before, and they never come to fruition because the majority of the people voted for Trump because they saw his policies. The Democratic elites are in serious trouble. And I think with Chuck Schumer, he didn't have a choice. But by him, we talked about it earlier. See that Ricky Manor went live. Shout out to Ricky, man. Yeah, that brother got great content, man. He's on it. You guys should follow him too, man, on things. He follows me. But yeah, but other than that though, man, so once again, if this party that we're talking about here cares so much about the blacks, the LGBTQ, and all the rest of them, right? We should be able to see more unity. We see more division. They've been in power for about 16 years or so. We have nothing but more division than we ever had before. We don't have unity. And here it is. Trump is about peace. He don't want World War III. Us Americans don't want World War III. Most people in this world would want to see World War III. But the only people that want it, the only choice, we got to go to war with Russia. We never had any problems with Russia. Russia and America, we don't have problems with each other. But why are we being told that we have to constantly be backing Ukraine? Constantly backing Ukraine. And look at all the people that have died. And billions of dollars went over there. Over $350 billion came out of the taxpayers in weaponry, ladies and gentlemen, so that let's talk about that. It ain't just the money. Weaponry went to Ukraine. You think they gave all those soldiers the weapons to protect themselves? That was the overplay or underlay for the overplay. Because what they were doing, they were selling those weapons on the black market. It's going to keep it real. And it was starting to deplete our supply. We already are not making ships over here no more. Yeah, we got ships and vessels out there. But Trump said we have to start making more, manufacturing more ship production. That's why you're starting to see these advertisements about we need submarine and ships and stuff. There's a reason for that, ladies and gentlemen, because he wants to make America strong again, not just great again. And the only way you're going to be able to do it is that it has to be strong again, right? We can't rely on, energy resources coming outside the United States. It has to be in-house. The manufacturers have to be in-house, right? Right here. Manufacturing is big. It's going to be big again here, ladies and gentlemen. We are on the precipice of something great in America, and that's called the golden age. We're going to finally get a chance to see what it was like that our great grandparents were living like. You know what I'm saying? We're manufacturing jobs, plentiful jobs, right? We ain't got to rely on no European nation or Canada, for that matter, to supply us with energy. Try and explain this stuff to TDS people. You know what I'm saying? Brother Dwight Owens says, "You're welcome, Brother Tone." Yeah, I appreciate you, Brother Dwight. I appreciate you, man. Yeah. And that's the thing about it, though, man. When y'all want to look for his channel, because Brother Dwight is going to be coming up with his channel very soon, which is called Keeping It Right with Brother Polite. I'm sorry, Brother Dwight. I say Brother Polite. I'm sorry. Not that brother. Keeping It Right with Brother Dwight. There we go. Yeah, I got to get it right, man. So y'all be sure to look for his channel in the future and things like that, because, yeah, I know we pretty much know what the topics are going to be over there, because, yeah, yeah. But other than that, yes, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, just wanted to get that on out the way and things. I think we covered that. TDS people and things. We know some people in our inner circle that suffer from it tremendously. They can't stand the word Trump. They out. Oh, he brought up Trump. I'm on. Yeah, they don't like it. Mm-mm. That's why a lot of black women don't really come in here. I may only had a few of them. Coco Fox, she came in here for a minute. I'd like to hear from her again, man. Get her on the mic. This say her speech, because she was all for the left, Brother Dwight. She the woman that visited me. Thanks for shouting out. Okay. Thanks for the shout out, Brother Tone. You're very welcome, Brother Dwight. Yeah, they got a good ring to it. Keeping it right with Brother Polite. You can change your name, man, and put that in there in your name. Keeping it right. Keeping it right with Brother Dwight. Yeah. Yeah, you can change that and put that in there, though, Keeping it right with Brother Dwight. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does have it just rolls off, too. It phonetically rolls off the tongue very well, though, It's like, yeah, keeping it right with Brother Dwight. Who is this? Keeping it right. Yeah. Yeah, keeping it right. But yeah, man, that's exactly what it is, though, man. And some of these, because right now, before I go, this is about unification with all of its citizens. We should not be divided by parties. That's what they want us to do. They want us to fight amongst each other. And we don't have to agree on everything. Don't allow the left or any party to manipulate you to the point where you got to do physically harm, get out here. Why you wearing that MAGA cap? I wear my MAGA cap and nobody called me out. You know what I'm saying on it? I may have had one or two ladies in the car, but it wasn't like no situation that I couldn't deal with. I think they tend to go harder. If I would have been a white man wearing a MAGA cap, walking around, people would be throwing more dirty looks and stuff like that. And that's what I think. Because I even had a lot of white guys, man. They even said, "Man, nice cap," and I know what that means. That's code to saying, I'm following you. I'm with you. I would love to wear that cap. I put on that cap, and they say, shit, if a white man put on the cap, especially in the blue state, yeah, they get a lot of flack. They just don't want the aggravation. They're walking around with a MAGA cap on, somebody taking a photo, posting it up on social media, they could lose their job. This is how bad it is, though, And some of these guys got great jobs, and to watch their whole career go down the drain because he was wearing a MAGA cap. They don't talk about politics. They keep politics out the out these jobs and stuff like that. But see, right now I'm not on nobody's job. I'm over here doing a live. Now, if I was on somebody's job, it'd be different. But when I turn on my app and do my Uber thing, though, I don't bring it up a lot because this is a liberal town. A lot of these areas are blue states. They're bleeding heart liberals. And they don't like this thing with Trump at all. I had some TDS people get in the car, black and white, man. And that's the thing, though. You can't talk. That's why my friend Dwight in this room told me. He said, in so many words, you can't talk to and try to talk and try to use common sense and logic when it comes down to women. Because with women, they're all emotional. And especially when they hear the word Trump, it's automatically a wrap. They don't like to hear it. They don't want to have nothing to do with it. They hate that. They just hate it. And that's they have a right to. I'm not telling them that they shouldn't. They have a right to. But I think it's silly because you don't carry this hatred, you know? We got to, I mean, for some of us that are Christian, right? And you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be walking around here carrying this type of hatred towards somebody. But see, they'll have the argument to say that because they'll say that he represents the devil, Satan, Hitler, and all this other stuff. So you'll never win with that. And that's why I don't, after listening to Keeping It Right with Brother Dwight, I just say to myself, I don't even get over there and deal with them. I don't even debate no more because we won. And I don't get into debate conversations with women, which is smart. Because you will never win with them, though, man. Because they are ruled by their emotions, man. And this is what me and Dwight was even saying. In my personal opinion, I do not think that they should be allowed to vote, and that's just my personal opinion. I have that right, right? Just like they have a right to act a fool and get out here and do these type of things. I don't think personally, to me, that they should really be allowed to vote, man. Sorry, but I got to tell the truth for what it really is because they vote with their emotions and not with common sense and logic a lot of times. And that's another reason why the Democratic Party has been using them like a harp, playing them like a harp, just like they have doing the black community like a harp, the Jewish community as well like a harp. And they're still voting for these people, man. They still think like these people care about they may get some things out of them, not the blacks, but the other ones, they may get a little something out of them, but not really. Brother Dwight says, it's mine too. My personal opinion, they shouldn't be able to vote. Yeah, I agree. I have other guys that came here and said the same thing, you know, because if you're voting out of emotion and you're not looking at this thing with common sense and logic, that's scary. Remember the whole thing ran on Kamala Harris. It wasn't about no Kamala knew she didn't have to really have no real policies because all she had to do is appeal to mostly the women, the feminist groups, and the LGBT and others. She promised them a little something. And here's the thing about it. It alienated a lot of the heterosexual males. And then she tried to backtrack with that commercial, which that went left. It was a desperate thing, and you would figure whoever her campaign manager should have been fired because that shouldn't even been somebody. That was a hell of an oversight. How do you oversight that? They're like Madam Harris is still not working because you don't have the majority of the men. You're alienating them, and then also she offended. You had liberal women that voted bleeding heart Democrat. For a lot of them, for the first time, voted for Trump because she can convince them. Harris can she cannot. What's she talking about? This economy? What's this opportunity economy that she kept trying to explain forever? Nobody really knew what that really meant. You know? Yeah. Jim says agree. Repel the 19th. I mean, yeah, the 19th. Repeal the 19th. You talking about the 19th Amendment? Yeah, exactly, because that's exactly what it is. The 19th Amendment, which allowed women to vote. And that's where we started. And then here we are, man. Here we are. because the 19th Amendment, that came around, was it 1920? Yeah, the 19th Amendment. Yeah, that's what came around. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what the major thing right there, man. We got to really, and then look at the groups of them that suffering from that voted for Harris. That should be a shame. There was no way in the world I would vote. Even if I wasn't rocking with the right, none of that, I still couldn't vote for her. I'd have been like a lot of the other Democrats, you know. I would have had to vote for Trump even then because she wasn't giving us nothing. She didn't have nothing to offer. She was afraid to speak in front of people. You know what I'm saying? That's why they heard her out. And then, you know, I'm saying though, she didn't have no strength. You think do y'all really think that Harris would have had the wherewithal and the guts and the confidence to deal with Vladimir Putin and Zelensky? They would have chewed her up, man. Well, with Zelensky, she would have been right on board with his policy because when they get funded, she gets some of that money too on the back end. So yeah, with Zelensky, she would have had no problems with him. It would have been Putin. Putin wouldn't took her serious, and Xi Jinping in China wouldn't take her serious. In fact, in China, they don't look at a lot of female women leadership as being. They don't look at them seriously. That's why you always see in China, there's going to always be some type of man. From Mao Zedong, look at them. In their whole dynasty, they always had a man, a male in the Chinese dynasty. We go back 5,000 years. We ain't never saw no woman in there like that. She was ruling us alongside of the man, but not solely on her own. They didn't play that. Jesse Brown says, "I'm so glad everyone can vote. Even yeah, the meth homeless guy. Well, yeah, because even the meth homeless guy in America, that's what freedom is about. He can get up and still vote. Not giving into, but you know, when it come down to the women, man, you know, like I said before, man, because they don't embrace logic very well, though, man. Let alone common sense. We just gonna keep it real, though, because I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's exactly what it is. That's why we have a lot of the issues right now. Still, they rather vote on. Now this time they didn't all just do abortion rights because they try to lie and say that Trump, he already handled that already on those abortion rights. He left it up at the state level. So if a woman truly want to get an abortion, she can go, may not in Texas, but she can go to one of these blue states and get it done. But why did they lie on Trump and say that it was straight across the 50 states and it wasn't? Blue states and red states do stuff differently. Then you may have some purple states, but it wasn't like that they couldn't get it done. You know what I'm saying? So that was another thing that backfired on them. They ran their whole lives talking about, yeah, Trump was against abortion and he was going to take it away and Roe v. Wade and all this other type of stuff. You know, so he handled that at the state level, and it worked. And it worked. Instead of being on board with it, instead of trying to fight and make something out of nothing, and that's what they always have when it comes down to the Democrats, elites, they always try to make like the sky is falling. This victimhood, this permanent victimhood, and it's also this Trojan horse type of thing that they've been creating. Because every time before Doge, remember, when they want to pass a bill, a bill into law, what do? 1,500 pages that nobody in Congress will read, right? They just sign this stuff. Just like they did with Homeland Security and all this other stuff. That's why we got a lot of these things. It appeared that it went through Congress, but it really didn't because it was in there by hook or by crook. It was by trickery. It was by trickery. Them people didn't read. Who reads 1,500 pages in a bill? Nobody does, let alone 50 pages. But 1,500 pages? Oh, hell no. Jesse Brown says, yep. So they got to get like 15 people to read 100 pages of boring BS over the time span, like 8 hours. They ain't going to do that. Jesse Brown says to pick out BS. Exactly. Doge did it quicker because he also have very, very smart people. That's why a lot of reasons, it's really not even no reasons to hate Elon Musk. They don't like Elon Musk because Elon Musk is showing the American people, the taxpayer, this is where your money been going. This is where the corruption is. You're seeing everything live. They try to pass that other BS bill. Vervick read that thing like it wasn't nothing. Broke it down to a page and a half. Said this is what we like. We like this stuff right here. Everything else we throw it out because it was BS. Jesse Brown says, but they shouldn't need 1,500 pages. Like I am all for basically everything being done. 1.1 in government for like food stamps and so on. Yeah, exactly. We got to have safety nets. That's another thing they put a lie on, that Republicans hate assistance and safety nets. We know that people fall on their hard luck. I've been on some hard times. I've been on food stamps maybe once in my life. You know what I'm saying? Once or twice. But I'm not on it now, and I ain't afraid to admit it. What's wrong with that, right? But I got back on my feet. That's when we had COVID and everything, right? But I got back on my feet. I persevered. I kept going, you know? So yeah, exactly, right, Jesse? Exactly. And that's there for anybody. We just don't want people abusing the system. Because if you're mind and able and body to go out here and work, then go for yours. You ain't got to sit up here and have to wait on policies from the left or any policy so that way you stay on here forever. You know, we want more people to be more responsible and independent. Jesse Brown says, but when it's 15 years of it, it's just wild and gives people wood for the fire. You're absolutely correct, though, Jesse Brown. That's exactly what it is. And we don't need that, man. We need people. That's what the assistants are there for. And they want to make it sound, they put all these lines about how Trump was going to cut off Medicaid and Medicare and all these lies. It's still going to be there. He's just trimming the government down. Bringing it. We don't need big government, right? We don't need overbloat. That's where all our money. Excuse me. That's where all the money has been going. A lot of our taxpayers' money has been going to fraudulent organizations, waste, spending, and abuse. All this other stuff we don't even need. That's why that guy came into my transgender stuff. Who cares? Nobody gets transgender. We just don't want to weaponize. Right? It's only two genders. Right? Adam and Eve. That's it. We don't need all this other stuff. We stick to the facts here, right? We're talking about how these agencies and these slush farms have been created and been robbing the people. And this is why this is why people already don't have no faith in the government no more, in these politicians, because they know that a lot of them are crooks. These are cronies, right? That's what they've been put in position to do, right? Be able to have these elaborate lifestyles. We've been over here funding, people like Elizabeth Warren and all the rest of them. She looks so crazy when you look at her. It's a crazy look at it. Look at her eyes, man. Look at AOC eyes. I want you guys to pay very close attention when you start looking at people from the left with TDS. Look at Letitia James too. Look at her eyes, man. That's the thing that I learned about from Ricky, right? Ricky Manor. He talked about because I know Michelangelo says eyes are the window to the soul, right? If you look at these people in their eyes, they are insane, right? Yeah, just like he made a good point. Now this is actually on my male vetting list on vetting women. But psychologists, psych chicks, I never date them. Nurses, I don't date them, and lawyers, I don't date. And things, and doctors, I don't date them. I don't date them type of women like that, man. And things. And there's a lot of psychological reasons as to why I don't date them like that. Stay away from that type of stuff. But let me see here. Jesse says, while I think we need less government, which is true, I understand how Having less people make it harder to process people. Yep, yep. So it makes it harder. Yep. If we have less people, it makes it harder to process people. You mean process people as in convict them and stuff? Because if we have less government, we have a lot of things. First of all, taxpayers will have more money. First of all, because all this fraud that they've been doing, Trump even said, "Listen, American people, a lot of you may have debt, but your debt could be possibly wiped away if we can show fault with the help of Doge to say that, hey, the American people, this is not the American people's debt. And I believe that is not the American people's debt, which means that a lot of us can go on a clean slate, ladies and gentlemen. Do you realize what that means? So monies in from taxes and other stuff, credit card debt is not the debt that we truly owe. Because if you had criminals, which we do, running the criminal syndicate under the government, then that would mean right there that we don't have this real debt. This debt that we have is not our debt of our own. We were let's say under a criminal system where this debt was created, right? And I'm loving what Trump is saying right now. You got to be a lunatic not to go against this, right? Jesse Brown says 200 people tried to serve 8K or something, right? Jesse Brown says, so we can't cut it too much. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it won't be cut too much. Jesse Brown says, I mean, Warren and AOC might be an issue, but think of all of the well-off people who donate. Jesse Brown says, I meant more like get food stamps and stuff. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, that's. Oh, let me read your last thing. Jesse Brown says, no one's trying to wait more than 3 months to get approved. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, you know. But I think we are definitely, I don't think I know that we are on the right we're on the right path of success that we're doing right now because we have a first time ever. We have a president that really truly cares about the people. He is for peace, not war. They thought that this guy wanted to come out here. Who's for war? The leftist, elites. They're for war. They want to push the war so they can keep getting paid. They always push for war. These uniparty, before Trump, the uniparty, Rhino Republicans, Democrats, they both push for war. Military industrial complex push for war. More funding. That's what whole 9/11 was all about, right? We talked about all that stuff already, right? That's what this whole thing was about. It was about the funding once again. Funding. Getting funded, right? Talking about this stuff, right? They're over here making all this money, right? That's been going straight to them. It's been going in their own personal pockets. We didn't benefit from it. We were under a slave system because the slave system, ladies and gentlemen, what is the slave system? Anybody that's paying taxes, right, with no representation, we back where we was. That's what 1776 was all about. It was all about what? We revolted against. We had a revolt against who? UK. Taxation without representation. 1776, right? We pushed away from Britain to set up America, right? The land of the free, the home of the brave, and all the rest of it is history. But we fell right back into the problem that we were trying to get away from in the first place. Because we didn't want to be governed by a central bank, which is the Federal Reserve. And that's why the IRS is going to be audited. We're going to find out a lot of stuff. And that's why who is standing in the way trying to get Trump not to investigate and all this? It's the deep state operatives, especially from the left elites. That's why we got all this pushback right now. We know this, right? Now, this may be an echo chamber in this room, but outside of this room, you still have people that are TDS. They're still for this type of nonsense, right? That's exactly what it is. They think that what we're saying, that we're lying, And they think that the Democrats are going to deliver them. The Democrats ain't never been about having small government. They've been about big government. The Democrats are still for, they think that the American taxpayer should pay taxes. And they've still been trying to convince American people that paying taxes are okay. Tariffs are bad. Taxes are good. Because when I do my excuse me, when I do my next live, I'm going to be talking about the External Revenue Service again. The External Revenue Service. I did one on that versus the Internal Revenue Service. Just in a small bit. Why they call it the Internal Revenue Service? It's internal, meaning that the people, right? Because we know rich people don't pay taxes. They pay very little in taxes, right? But the small man, the little man like you and me, we're subject to pay taxes with that 16th Amendment, right? They put that in there to say, okay, Americans are subject, citizens are subject to pay taxes. Because we went away from a tariff-based system, which was external. We relied on the world, right, for manufacturing to be brought into America. We were hitting them with the tariffs right up before products ever touched down on the ports. But you have people that were in control of the monetary banking system. They said, what we need to do, gentlemen, when they had that secret meeting on Jekyll Island in Georgia, right? Back in 1910, they had a conspiracy thing. And what they were doing is that they said, what we need to do, gentlemen, is that we need to create something called the Federal Reserve Bank. This time we'll call it federal. That way we'll get the people thinking that it's part of the government, which is not. Right? And then when it was created in 1913, this is why we're in this situation now. To make a long story short, right? So with that, with the Federal Reserve Bank, right? And this is the one that it never been audited, right? First and foremost, it never been audited. Think about that. The IRS have never been audited, right? Fort Knox, ain't nobody looked at Fort Knox in a very long time, right? You're hearing about this stuff now. The TD people, the TDS people, this is way over their head, man. If they only knew, right? But either they don't believe it or they don't want to believe it. This is public information that I'm saying right now. I don't have to expose anything. It's been exposed. So Federal Reserve, the IRS. So the IRS make their money what? By getting the taxes from the people, right? The American citizen. Trump proposes external revenue service, meaning that we're going to get it from the world when they want to send products to America. So if that way is what we always been operating on since 1890. 1870. We've been operating like this with tariffs since 1870, right? This is exactly what it is. So the external revenue service, and I think with a lot of American people, they're going to like that one because manufacturing, and Trump doing this with the 25%, like I said earlier, because he's telling the American manufacturer, if you don't come home and build your manufacturing here, I'm going to start it off with 25% tariff. And if you still don't come, and I'm going to raise it up to 50% tariff. And I'm going to keep raising it up until they say, okay, you win, Trump. I'm going to pack it up over here in Europe. I'm going to pack up in Asia. I'm coming home. Because I don't want to get hit with no tariffs. And that's what they did. That's what Apple did. Apple built it back over here. Shit, that'll hurt them companies, or let alone us. We better afford their products. So tariffs in this case is a good thing, like I mentioned earlier, right? And this is why he's doing this, right? First of all, to get the American manufacturers on his program. If you don't want to escape tariffs, just build your business here. That's all he's saying. So they got to come out of Canada. They got to come out of Europe. They got to come out of Asia and these other countries, right? To be able to build back here in America. No, once you build in the manufacturing here, no tariff, right? And then, since we have the leverage, ladies and gentlemen, and say it again, us as Americans, we are in a better position than Europe, Canada, Mexico, India, in Asia. We're in a better fitting. Why? Because we have the largest economy, which is, look at the people here, right? We are the biggest economy. Then Europe, as I mentioned, Canada. Canada only have 40 million people over there. 80% of them are on the border cities, equivalent to California. Who is greater, California people or the whole of America? The whole of America. That's exactly what it is. So that's the thing about it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the thing, though. And it's working because the naysayers that come in here, they can't battle me because I know this stuff, right? They try and then they get shot down because we already see it. Elon's going to bring the astronauts back. They ain't said SHIT about that, right? They want to sit up here and criticize Doge, but Doge has been a lifesaver for the American taxpayer. We are winning, and they are upset about it. And they kind of come in this room and try to tool me or troll me. You ain't upsetting me. We winning. Y'all lost. You's a loser. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir. So that's why I say, we're in the winning circle. They're in the losing corner, right? You's a loser. The majority of people are going for that foolishness. So this is why tariffs are winning. And here it is. Energy independence is going to be here in America, right? Energy independence, ladies and gentlemen. We already have reactors and power plants in America. Trump says he's about to open them back up. Guess what? Cost of energy is going down. What else is going down? We're going to be drilling. Drill, baby, drill. Keystone Pipeline is about to open back up. Gas is going down a little bit. Guess what? It's going to go way down. Now you're going to start seeing the inflation has to drop, right? Because we are doing Trump is doing all this stuff with the people. He got some very, very excellent people that know they stuff, know they ish. These are not DEI misfit hires. These are people that really are the best at what they do. Anybody know Trump, he always surround himself with people that the best that they do. That's why he's so rich. You don't surround yourself with a bunch of dummies and people that can't do the work. You surround yourself with people that's good at what they do. This is why he make the big money. Elon the same way. He got young geniuses could go in there, decipher that code, and break the stuff down. That's how you run. That's how you run it. That's why I want my president to be. That's what I'm talking about. See what I'm saying? So yeah, that's why I say, you know what I'm saying? We are winning on every level, man. Let me go read your comments. Jesse Brown says, is it the biggest puppet show ever? Who knows? I say this though, it was the biggest puppet show prior to, because we were under a puppet show for real. That whole Biden administration was a joke, and like I said, he was cognate anyway. He was on the decline even then. They've been so disingenuous with the left. They couldn't tell the American people that he has some form of dementia or Alzheimer's, whatever. We couldn't even get the truth out of that. FUBU, I remember this guy before, Boxing News and The View. Boxing News and The View. It's the biggest crack show ever. Yeah. Dwight says they gets nothing. Joe Mama says, evening, Tony. Did you see Chucky's face when they caved and signed? We talked about that earlier, about the continuous resolution. Absolutely. And to keep the government open. Absolutely. I talked about that earlier. Because here's the thing, though, Joe. Here's the thing. You already know it. Trump was going to win anyway because he had it Trump tight, pardon the pun. Trump was Trump tight on both sides. It didn't matter. If they shut it down, then the American people, which is the majority of us, they were going to beat the Democrats up if they would have tried to shut the government down. They'll beat them up. They already had 37%. That would have killed their party if they shut it down. One thing I got to give on Chucky. Chucky did the right thing by siding with Trump, giving him what he wants, and say, "Hey, yeah, we're gonna go ahead on and do this, Trump. We're gonna go ahead on and allow this to happen, though." And that right there, man, because it's gonna happen eventually. Chucky did the right thing, but it came with a cost. Because Joe, you already know, we all knew when you go against the Democrat mindless drones, they're gonna come after you, and that's why he's out. AOC is in. That's a joke. We talked about that earlier. It's a joke. It's a joke. Yeah, I even pulled up the whole continuous resolution. And I was going to go over that one day, let people know what's all in there. You know what I'm saying? I guess I could mention some things about it now. You know what I'm saying? But I saw that though, Joe. Yep, yep, that's exactly what it is. They think that Big Butt AOC is going to be able to do something about that. I think not. Like I said, I don't even take her serious, man. That's a joke right there, man. That's a joke. I do not take that woman seriously. With that big butt. That's it's about. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know she even had a big butt until I saw it over there on X. Looking in the mirror like they always do. I said, "Oh man, she got a big butt." I didn't know that. Yep. But yeah, I'm trying to think here. Um, yeah, I know what you're talking about there because we kind of went over that a little earlier. And let me see here. Yeah, so just to kind of break it down, Chucky signed on the duration and purpose as well as the spending adjustment. So for Chucky Schumer to sign on to this particular for the continuous resolution bill, um, he just basically said about the spending adjustments, right? To trim approximately 13 billion from non-defense discretionary spending, right? Compared to the 2024 budget, right? What else is going on? Make a long story short. Um, yep. Short-term stability. Uh, let me see here, because I can give you the count of. Okay, here it is, right here. The vote was 217 to 213, according to the House of Representatives earlier this week on March the 11th. Right. This is what ended up happening. So the key features of the bill are the bill extends the current federal funding levels for 6 months, maintaining government operation without immediate cuts or major policy shifts, right? See, this is what the Democrats are against, right? They're against this type of stuff. They don't like, see, they're against this stuff, you know? This is helping the American people. But they rather shut the government down instead of be about the American people. It makes no sense, right? Here's another thing that the Democrats don't like. A notable provision freezing 20 billion in IRS funding, a move supported by Trump and the conservatives, right? Right there. A flexible for administration, a bill that grants the Trump administration significant discretion over how federal funding are allocated, right? You see what I'm saying? Of course they were going to be against this type of stuff. They're against this stuff, right? This helps out the American people once again. See, they are playing themselves. They're showing themselves, as my grandmother said, you're showing your ass. So they're showing their ass, ladies and gentlemen. This ain't has nothing to do about looking out for the welfare of people in this country. It's about looking out for their own pockets. That's why they were against this whole thing. They were against the CR bill. They were Chucky came through, right? right? So let me read what you guys are saying here. Joe Mama says AOC was passed over. Yep, she was for the House of Intelligence Committee. Joe Mama says they didn't even want DEI hires. This is how hypocritical they are. They didn't even want the DEI hires that they so I'm champion for. Oh, everything is BS with them, man. Who can you believe? Gotta roll with Trump. He's been about the people. I went over some of the things with the CR bill, right? That got passed, right? Good thing about that. Because we're talking about the IRS that's stopped, right? And then what did he say, Joe Mama? Trump said, hey, anybody that's making $150,000 or less will not be subject to pay taxes. And all that is included, if I'm correct, within that CR bill that they got passed. The Democrats were against this. They went over here and we knew they were mad as hell at Nasty Pelosi, right? And AOC, who else attacked him? They came after him. He knew that that it was a wrap for him. It was a wrap for old Chucky. I'm glad Chuck Schumer did the right thing, though, man, because they were going to be worse if they would have tried to shut the government down. Can you imagine, though, Joe Mama, if let's say that Chucky Schumer decided to go the other way, it would have been bad for the Democrats. This is how delusional they are, ladies and gentlemen. Really is. Really delusional. You know? They don't come in here really wanting to smoke for real with these TDS people. All I'm saying, the reason why I addressed them today, because I said, if we can be able to get some of them, man, to get some help, get some counseling and things, maybe take a break from this stuff and be able to unwind down from all the propaganda lies that they've been told, I think they'll have a better rewarding life. Instead of sitting up here on social media saying how bad this man is, when this man ain't been nothing but a savior to the majority of the American people. Talking about Trump. This guy's been a savior, man, not a Hitler. Hitler wouldn't go out. I mean, this guy put his neck out on the line for this people in this country, man. Who you know that would do that? Lawfare came after him. Weaponization under the Biden administration came after him, man. Attempt assassination twice, right? Attempts. They wanted to take this guy out. They don't like the fact that Doge is running. I mean, that's over. Damn, they can see everything. Damn, we don't have access to the slush fund no more. What are we going to do? Damn, this and that. They're panicking. The deep state, the swamp. Ah, man. Oh, because, I mean, Trump has been chopping them down, man. He's been chopping down that tall tree, been chopping them down ever since he got sworn in. He's been chopping them down. You got to admit that. All the executive order. Trump got things in the executive orders that he got set up that's going to take a long time for them to undo. You got to admire somebody like this, right? If they were to tell the news properly, but they're not designed to tell the news. They, like you shared with me, Joe, it said they already got it written in since, was it 1974? What you were saying about the propaganda policy? Yeah, it makes a lot of sense because that's unconstitutional. And you said it got passed. And we know how it got passed. Big old thick medical book. Nobody read, just signed on it. Here you go. Now there you go. So yeah, Doge is good for a lot of things. That's why we ain't got these old whacked out, old crazy ass bills that going into law right now. We don't want big government. Democrats at least want big government. They want us to pay taxes to it still hurt. You know what I'm saying? It's going down the list. They all from open borders, right? They don't want the manufacturing jobs to return. They want it to be continuously outsourced, right? This is the stuff that they stand on. They don't stand on truth. They don't stand on justice. They stand on lies. It's all the lies, I tell you, pack of lies. Joe Mama says, 3 attempts. Yeah, that's right. instead of 2. They stopped the guy. That's right. In the rally in 2015. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Dwight says the Democrats, we won't be able to get money on the sneak. Yeah, on the sneak tip anymore. It's true. That's why they're all upset now. This don't have anything to do about the American people. I mean, look at Maxine Wicked West Waters, right? And all the rest of them. Joe Mama says it was burying, okay, it was burying in the defense got you, right? The defense authorization. That's what they do, Trojan horse. On the left, they always have these Trojan horse bills. Trojan horse, they can't get it by today. Got those there. We're gonna break it down, we're gonna analyze it. We're going to take it down. You get a page, you get a page, you get a page, you get a page. I want you guys to read this. I want you guys to overlook this. Find any type of flaws or problem in this bill. And we're going to put it towards the American people and let them know what they were doing like they did the last time. See? Yeah. They are mad about it. They can stay mad as far as I'm concerned because they ain't running jack, you know what, ish. We are the ones, we don't have to, that's like the other guy coming in here trying to still talk about transgender issues, man, and you 1%. Are you crazy? You know what I'm saying? We won, they lost. You get nothing, you lose. Good day, sir. That's what I should have told him, though. That's when 1000 RR was in here earlier. He had to boot him out of here. So y'all missed that, you know. But yeah, that's exactly what it is. This TDS type stuff, man. You know, that's what it is. You think my cousins and them gonna want to have this conversation? Nope. Cause how can you call yourself? It says that, hey, I'm crying victim, and I want Trump, and won't she won't? I'm gonna tell you, brother Dwight, she won't even. My cousin won't even read any type of policy. That's how bad her mother got her jacked up, and she's supposed to be the smart one in the family. She won't even read it. Won't read it. Nothing. If it got Trump name on it, I won't have nothing to do with it. She will not read it. She will not read it. That's what the problem is. And then I said to myself, I was gonna get into the Trump, the ERS. I was gonna go into that, the External Revenue Service one day, because I said I was gonna bring that up, and I said I was gonna go into it one day. You know what I'm saying? But like I said before, his economical trade policies is spot on because the 25% tariffs on the aluminum and steel, and that's for the people that have been outsourced. Now they're going to come back in here in America. They don't want to pay that 25% tariff tax, but they come here in America, no tariff tax. Problem solved. What's the problem? Just do the manufacturing of aluminum steel here in America, which we need, right? There that problem go, right? So that's one of the main things right there. He said that he's going to be a boosting energy exports, right? U.S. crude oil that we have stockpiled right now. We better sell that, and we're going to also get revenue in America. So not only that we are producing in America, but we also are going to be building up a surplus. That's why there's no need to pay taxes. Why squeeze the American people for taxes? You think the Democrats want this? No. Right? Trump have always been strict on the immigration and the border security. Right? Look what he's been doing. Retain or we're talking about the Venezuelan gangs and stuff. What's it, True Lagra or whatever that group, that name is, and then MS-13, right? Over 200 illegal aliens from Venezuela alone, right? Alone, right? Look at that. And then we also talk about the other things. He's been strong on diplomatic and national security achievements, right? With the Panama Canal, looking like we're going to get Greenland as well, because we need Greenland for what? So we could be, because we're talking about national security. We got to hold China at bay. We want to let China know that America is back. And we will be making and manufacturing stuff in America. Chinese don't even like Americans like that. No, they don't rock with us like that. Me and Dwight already had that conversation. You know, the domestic policy and governance, right? Trump also ordered the secession, right, of the penny, right, to produce due to the cost of inefficiency. Because it costs the penny to make, what is it? Penny costs us $3.69, right, to make. He said he could downsize that, right? Because we that's why you won't see the penny no more, right? So that's another thing though too. So we're talking about 75,000 workers aiming to reduce inefficiency and inefficiency and waste. Symbolic actions include renaming Fort Liberty back to updating the mapping system like Google Maps and Apple Maps, right? These accomplishments reflect the broad agenda, right? Right? So we're talking about, like he got rid of that DEI. This is another thing, though, too, man. So these are all of Trump's accomplishments since he have taken office January 2025. You know, Joe Mama says, I don't think we're getting Greenland. They just voted in a conservative government. But I'm gonna tell you this though, man. Remember we were saying before about tariffs, and I don't think it's really Greenland. I think it's had a lot to do with Denmark. Denmark gonna have to play ball with us because Denmark is not in the position of any type of leverage. They're a small country, and so, as far as that European nation, I mean European Union, they don't make nowhere near make up of with our economy and what we got going on. So he can decide to up the tariffs on they behind or whatever, because we don't need Denmark at all. They're a little tiny little country over there, and with the and this is for the rest of them too, because we're already letting them know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Fort Liberty's BS. Fort Bragg is what it should be. I think he changing it back to Fort Bragg from Fort Liberty. I think he said he's going to rename it. Yeah, I think he's going to rename it though, Joe Mama. I know it's not going to stay Fort Liberty. He's going to change that, just like he changed Mount. What was that? McKinnon, William McKinnon. Yeah, he changed that from Mount Denali to Mount McKinnon. He changed it back. Yeah. So that's the thing about it, though, man. Yeah, with these Trump derangement people, because I'm, oh yeah, you just read that. Yeah, I did. I just read it. I try to keep my notes on the side, but yeah, I just read it. Yeah, yeah. He's gonna rename it to I believe Fort Bragg again. Yeah, I just read it. Yeah. hmm Yeah, I try to keep my notes. Can't remember all this stuff, man. You know how it is. Yeah, but I keep my notes and stuff, so I'll make sure that I know what I'm talking about with certain things, man. A lot of information. Trump got so many policies, man, and writing new ones. I can't keep up. I can't keep up because it's gonna take me about a day or so to look it over, look at that or whatever, which most of the Americans are doing. But with the TDS people, do y'all think that the TDS people that it's gonna, y'all think that they're gonna ever turn around or come around for TDS people? All right, let me see here. Joe Mama says the Intuit Live. Okay, Intuit Live. Okay, in and on Greenland, and they are the only people to stop the Vikings. Yeah, I always love history, though. I know that's in that Scandinavian country or whatever, but Yeah, I know the works on that. We're gonna start paying a little bit more. We're gonna find out if anything changes on that. Because right now America is holding all the cards. Trump is holding all the Trump cards. I love seeing that. But yeah, Trump has all the Trump cards right now. That's why Chucky had to bend the knee, and they didn't like it. They can demote this guy. That's a major victory to Trump too, by the way. And they know it though, man. They know it's by. They know the end is coming though on these Democrat elites, especially. They know it's coming, man. The Obama thing, the Clinton thing, the Clinton Foundation. Hillary is all like a deer in the headlights because she's like, damn, they were never supposed to. American people were never supposed to know about the U.S. IDA fund. That's what she has lost her mind over, man. She like, damn, and this shit gonna come back like the Clinton Foundation. She was like, God dang, I'm on front. That's how she panicked out. God damn it, they're not supposed to know about that. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta get in my theatric voice, ladies and gentlemen. But that's what she's saying. You know, damn, and she said it. If I go down, Obama, you going down too. All y'all going down. You can't blame her. Brother Dwight, they can't blame him. Y'all going down. Hey, Joe Mama, you can't blame him. She said, if I go down, y'all go down. We're going to go all down at the same time, you know? We're going to go down. If I go down, Hillary said she ain't going down alone, man. If I go down, shoot, you know? So, yeah, man. It's interesting, though, man. This stuff is like watching a movie, man. This is a real-life movie. Espionage, corruption, right? Abuse, misuse, lies and deceit, and all type of stuff going on. Lolita Island. Man, this stuff, man, somebody gonna make a movie out of this stuff too, man. Trump gonna have a movie deal behind this stuff. He already a good actor. He gonna have a movie deal behind this stuff. What y'all think? He gonna have a movie deal. People gonna go watch it. You know? Yeah. The man called Trump. You know? He pulled this off and defeat the deep state, which he's doing a hell of a great job with, though, draining the swamp. Many people said, I don't think he will ever be done. People love him. People respect him, man. I mean, it is what it is. You can't deny it. Whether you hate him or love him, man, love him or hate him, you can't deny his accomplishments, man. He's been kicking the Dems' ass from day one. He run them guys, man. They don't run Trump. And then I'm gonna tell you, man, and don't leave out Caroline Levitt, man. Man, that young, bright superstar, man, she be filleting him, man. His press secretary, she be filleting it behind, man. Somebody say McDonald's fillet, would you please? Ba, 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 ba. I'm loving it. She's kicking booty on them. The media can't even handle her. The propaganda media, they cannot deal with her. Joe Mama says, Barney Frank got caught with an underage male hooker years ago. He too, the Senate, if they charge him, he will squeal the rest of the Congress members. Yeah, the same thing. Yeah, because I mean, if you got hit like that, when you say, well, shit, I'm gonna go down. That's what Diddy said. Diddy said, if I gotta do life, I'm saying everything. That's what Diddy said. Diddy said the same thing. Remember? Yep. Diddy said the same thing. He said, if I go down, I'm telling everything. Can't blame him. Can't blame Diddy though, you know? Shit, why am I gonna do all these years for all this stuff and other people go scot-free? He said, I'm telling everything. Diddy didn't do it. Diddy didn't do it. Yeah, because he even saying, hey, listen, I'm innocent. I'm a businessman, music mogul. It wasn't me. Like that song, you caught me in the shower, it wasn't me. You know, was it Shaggy? No, but he said, hey, it wasn't me. I didn't do this. I'm an innocent man and I'm a contributor to, you know, I'm a pillar of society, well, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, I heard that too though, Joe, that he's pleading innocent on this type of stuff. But if they slam him and say, you know what, Judge, so and so was involved. You got Jay-Z, Beyonce, Obama's. He gonna be saying a whole thing about it. Watch. If he goes down, if Diddy go down, hey, because what is there to live for at this point, though, man? You know, you think they would take him out before he even mentioned anything? Get him in the joint like they did, Harvey. I mean, not Weinstein, but yeah, Jeffrey Epstein. You think they're gonna get him like they did Jeffrey Epstein? Because he wasn't even in the private cell though, man. Over there, he's over there with Bateman Freed. You know, Sam Bateman Freed. They sell buddies up in there. Sam Bateman Freed. Ah, man. Joe Mama says, I remember 50 Cent saying Diddy was a fruit pop. Yeah. Yeah, I heard some stuff about him too, though. You know, what Cat Williams say? You know, if Diddy say, do I want to party, you got to tell him no. You know what I'm saying? You got to tell Diddy no, man. If Diddy asks you to party, you got to tell him no. You know what I'm saying? If anybody in Hollywood asks you, you want to party? No. You got to tell them no. You're not going to have my behind all drugged all out and ran up in and your rectum is feeling pain and all this other stuff, man. What happened? Yeah, we got you on tape. You've been having sex with men and everything, you know? Yeah, so yeah, I'm good on all that, you know? I'm good. Yeah, but yeah, that's the latest on Diddy that I heard. That he's denying it. He says he's innocent. You know, he's a mogul, pillar of the community, did so much for the music industry, New York, all the typical stuff that they always say. You know, judge, you know, I'm a family man, I'm a father, I'm a lover, you know. Nobody says I'm a lover. They say I'm a father, you know, I'm a husband, I'm a lover and a friend, you know. Yeah. But yeah, man, that's the thing about that though, man. Yeah, but these this TDS type of people, man. Yeah, you TDS people, man. Hey, man, you will find out that if you ever come over here, and for those that never been to a Trump rally, it's one of the beautifulest things ever, man. Man, they got people of all walks of life, man. Believe it or not, they even got people that are, let's say, LGBT, and some of them are Q too, that are conservative, believe it or not. They go to the rallies. See, the misconception is they want to say that MAGA people hate LGBT. No, they don't. I met a guy yesterday, man. You know what I'm saying? Just because we don't agree with the lifestyle don't mean that you can't be part of the party. If you ever been to a Trump rally, though, man, it's an invite thing. If they can invite, what's her name, that Kanye West dated, what's her name, oh boy, Amber Rose, man. If they can invite her, and Amber Rose say how she was welcomed by the MAGA Republicans. This is Amber Rose, the one with the slut walk and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Short hair Amber Rose with the tats and everything, with the banging body and everything. This was Amber Rose. You know, she spoke at the last year at the RNC 2024. Amber Rose. Joe Mama says it's not as bad as the first term. The protest money dried up. Yeah, protest money dried up. A lot of stuff right now for the Dems are drying up because you're already hearing that not just political warriors, a lot of these people are having troubles paying their people. But we don't feel bad about it because they never had no real customers. When you're being floated money for just having a rag that's just going to spit out leftist propaganda, like we're going to sit back and just okay that be about that life. No, no, no. NPR, you know, which I don't listen to, man. NPR, oh yeah, NPR, PBS. Yeah. Man, I haven't listened to those guys in a long time, Joe Mama. I haven't listened to NPR, PBS in a long time, man. You ain't listening to nothing anyway, because they are anti-Trump. Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to mention this earlier. Hey guys, have y'all heard that the woman that I think she's a new hire by NPR, and she had the boom mic, and she hit Trump in the face with the boom mic. So she hit Trump. Now, do you think it was deliberate? And I think it was, because they did a background check on her. I forgot her name right now, but Laura Luma did she did a background. You know what her investigative journalism is phenomenal, right? Laura Luma, yeah, she went back and investigated, found out that this woman was an anti-Trumper. She hated Trump. So I believe that her hitting Trump with the boom mic was intentional. You know, this woman that worked over there at NPR. See, with this Trump derangement thing, man, you know what I'm saying, Joe Mama? So with this Trump derangement thing, man, this is how bad it is. Because they can't control themselves. And she's a female too, which is even worse because they're always in their emotions. She ain't gonna have enough control to do the boom mic. I mean, and that's my background too, man. Is working the audio things. I've used boom mics before. I never hit nobody in the face with no boom mic. She did that on purpose though. And I'm in the end. I mean, you know, I know about that background like that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that handled a boom mic before. Dwight says, Joe Mama says, yep, that never ever happened. Let me see. Yep, never even happened. Yep, that's never even happened. And then Dwight says, did Secret Service oop her ass until it? No, here it is though, double standards. It was an accident. She said she apologized. She took the cop, but she felt good about doing that. I bet you on the inside though. Because I really believe, Dwight, that she hit Trump in the face with that mic on purpose, that boom mic on purpose. I really do, man. Okay, there we go. Finally got myself a ride. Had to turn it on finally. But yeah, man. So there was no reason for it though. She went on and deliberately did this because if you when Laura Loomer did the investigative background check on her, what did they end up finding? They looked at her social pages and everything. You know, yeah, yeah, brother White. I think she did that on purpose, man. Because if you're already an anti-Trumper in TDS, nobody in the history, what president ever get hit in the face with a boom mic? You know what I'm saying? Who does something like that? It don't make any sense. Who does that? This new woman from NPR happened to do it. And you already know what the left is doing. I'm glad he got hit in the face with the mic. She should have hit him upside the head. See, they always, with women especially, when they have this derangement syndrome, they always want somebody else to do their dirty work. They always want to get somebody else. Oh, I wish he was like Luigi Mangione. I wish we need more people like Luigi Mangione. They will never do it themselves, but they always want to go ahead and get somebody else to volunteer to do their dirty work. Oh yeah, we're looking for more men to be like Luigi Mangione. Luigi Mangione is locked up in prison. What the hell we want to be like Luigi Mangione? I don't have no problems with Trump, but a lot of them do. Yeah, they need to be like Luigi Mangione. They need to be like Thomas Matthew Crooks. You got to be like him. Always want to get somebody else to do to do their dirty work, stuff that they know that they won't go out here and do. You know, always want somebody else to do their dirty work. These Trump derangement people. Yeah, want you to go out here and be like Luigi Luigi Mangione. I want you to go out here and do this stuff. Throw my life away like he did. You know, what was promised to Luigi Mangione? I'm just kind of curious though, right? Got to be a sleeper cell or something. What was he promised? Because when you sit around in prison for the rest of life, what did you promise? You know, Yeah, we knew that the United Health thing was corrupt anyway. But I ain't gonna go out here and kill nobody over it. As corrupt that they what they are, they're corrupt as high. You know what? Yeah, they always want somebody else to do some stuff for them. I ain't doing no dirty work for no woman. You do it. Leave me out of it. I'm not gonna do it. You're gonna be sitting in there like Sam Bankman-Fried and Diddy. You're gonna leave your ass out to dry like they always do. They ain't gonna wait on you while you in prison. Look at the military vets when they go out here and doing their tour. Anybody know military wife ain't to be trusted? While he's out here, it's sad though about military men. This is the type of stuff we got to do. You think in prison they're gonna wait on you? Shoot, that ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen, man. Now, I ain't anti-American, woman or nothing, but let's just go and tell it like what it really is. What are we really getting? What are we really getting in return? It's a raw deal. It's a raw deal. Something ain't jiving. It ain't adding up. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure this out. It is not math, and it's not. I'm doing the math and doing it. It's all they do is nest. That's why they call it chicks. Because chicks, what they do, nest. Now, there's nothing necessarily wrong with that, but I got a problem, though. If they want me to throw my life away, oh, yeah, but I got to be like, Luigi Mangione. Oh, yeah, throw your life away, all for the almighty V or the almighty Badussi. You know what I'm talking about? No, I ain't going to do it. No. And they get mad. I don't care, but they get mad. I got some women get in the car now, y'all. I'm going to have to cut this live short. I appreciate you all. Brother Joel, I'm going to holler at you, man. I appreciate you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe as well. Thank you guys for being part of the channel. And hi, how you doing? All right. And I will see you guys later. Peace and chicken grease. I'm